Welcome to another Wednesday night review, you guys. We have a great show tonight. We've got great foreign comic talk, like some of the best that you can ever get right here tonight. We also have Matt Nelson from CGC on. We've got the market report. We've got a chance to look at baseball prospects. We've got a lot to talk about. It's going to be a long show tonight. Let me bring in my guests, my early guests. The one, the only, International Comics. Josh, how you doing, brother?
I am awesome. How are you doing?
Great, man. Great. It's this is going to be a really fun show. Let's bring in Rob's Comics. What up, Rob?
What up, you fine people out there?
We've got an extra special guest. Rob and Josh have been on the channel before. This next guest was on the channel, I think, very short for a very short period of time, but it's great when we can ever get him on any show. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Roybal.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
This is going to be fun tonight. We're going to have a real talk about what's going to happen with CGC grading foreign comics, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that I'll say it every time I talk about foreign comics, or I guess international comics, as CGC is calling them. The history that is involved on some of these books is, to me, is the most important thing. And I would love to talk about that a little bit with you guys before Matt gets here. Matt, you have talked about this from the get-go. Early on, over at Flipside, we had you on talking about the South African history with apartheid and stuff like that. We've talked about the La Prensa non-canon Spidey stuff, but there's still so much that we've barely hit the tip of the iceberg on this stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, and we're still finding stuff out. That's the beauty of it. It's ask Josh and Rob. Like, when you're heavy into this part of the niche, you gotta have sources, you gotta have contacts, and those collectors are in those countries. They're on the ground. They know the history. I mean, we learn new things every day, Bryan. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think. That goes to show you the importance of the internet. A lot of people say, "Oh, the internet is just crazy right now. It's causing nothing but issues." But I feel like there's just as important things that are happening where you're reaching out to people you'd never be able to reach out to. You're conversating. You're having these types of shows. You're having forum groups and Facebook groups and group chats, where the information just keeps coming at you. So is there anything that you guys have learned within, say, the last month that's really just blown you away?
I would say for me, finding out that the first Fantastic Four in Italy was inside of another book. This one was a big one. It goes to him. He was the one that kind of put it on my radar, and I found one, and I was like, oh, let me go and snag that up. And I have it bookmarked here with the first images of the first splash page of Fantastic Four #1.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a cool book.
And it has other stories in here too. The one where they was fighting the giant monsters in here too. They have that one in here.
And where did you say that's from?
Italy. Like, it has an original thing image.
Oh, wow.
How it looks like, worn down like mud, but like clay face a little bit. Here's the monster that's on the cover of #1. So that story's in there too.
Beautiful black and white too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's white pages too, and that's the part that's tripping me out about this even more. But this is one of those. This printed in.
Was it late 60s, I think, Rob? I think it was late 60s.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to
60, 65, 66, around there. That's a book that the Italian collectors know about, and it's not real easy to find because it's, from my understanding, that book's locked away in a lot of Italian collectors' collections.
Yeah, it's interesting when sometimes you're looking for dates on stuff, and some of those foreign international books, like you get some of the Eastern European languages where even the numbers look weird, and you're like, I'm lost.
Or Arabic, Brian.
Yes.
Try figuring out
Yeah.
Arabic numbering, or they put the indicia somewhere in the middle, like Brazilian Golden Age. They'll put the indicia in the middle, and you're like, where's the fucking indicia?
That Linus is from 66.
66.
Wow.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Late 60s.
Yeah, it's one of those
Wow.
hidden gems.
Yeah, that's
So
badass.
It's close to the original.
Yeah. That's really cool, man.
You know, for me, Brian, I think at least in the past month or two, the big news that I'm kind of absorbing, because I haven't been doing so much research, I've been just falling into my Jaime Cortez hole, but is the market. A Filipino 300 recently went for 3 Gs, like that. We're seeing market prices just. It's kind of nutty, man. Shit's really getting hot. And Josh, I think that's a huge story.
That Filipino was in lower grade because just to be like, I sold my copy last year, which at least was a 7, and I sold that for 3. That one that just sold for $3,000 like a couple weeks ago was probably a 4.
Yeah,
Like, it wasn't nice.
And it had rusty staples on it.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of scuffing on the spot. Like it was a kind of a lower mid-grade copy, and that book just bunk.
Yeah. So I mean that makes you question what a higher grade one, you know. I mean, if you start getting those lower sales, and you can say, hey, you know, these are the ones that sell for that. So
the interesting thing is that one looks pretty similar to the regular 300, other than that little corner box there. But on top of that, and of course the corner box on the top and the bottom. Yeah. But from what I hear, you guys give me a little info on this. The Filipino one is one of the toughest because of the type of paper it is. It's really low grade paper. Obviously, you're in a country where the humidity is ridiculous, and
no air conditioning.
Yeah.
And I tell people this all the time. Think about World War II. Our soldiers would get jungle rot. Their clothes would literally rot off their bodies because it's 100% humidity.
Yeah.
And then throw in the fact that you've got, high temperatures, 100% humidity. Most people, because it's a third world country, most people don't have air conditioning. I mean, you're always, it's very rare. In fact, I don't think I've seen a Filipino 300 with without some rust on the staples. Like, we know that there's a high graded one, Josh. What was it? Like 7.5? 7.5 at the top of the census.
I think so.
And I shudder to think what that would go for, man.
Oh, Rob's holding up one of the ones we just saw.
301.
You got a nice 301. Let's take a look at that. What's that grade there, Rob? You can't. You're on mute, brother. 6.0. Wow.
6.0.
And to me, that's high grade for a Filipino.
Yeah.
They're always trash.
Well, you know what? That's one of the questions that a lot of people were asking, when it comes to some of these foreign or / international comics. Would they consider changing, like the grading with 6
standards?
The standards, because of how hard they are. And I don't think we'd want to do that, right? We want to keep those standards across the board. It just means that getting a 6.0 is a good thing in a foreign book.
Yes. But
especially in the Filipino.
We would want to change the standards is there were some quality issues with some of the foreigns. You know how CGC will give they'll give some on quality issues with certain books, like American 300s have that little bit of a ragged edge that they liken to a dull cutter or whatever. I'll give you an example, like the Mexican Navarro Batman 227. We believe that it was stacked wet, and so because that front cover is so black, that back cover almost I don't think I've ever seen a copy that did not have ink transfer that kind of can look dirty. There's I think that there maybe needs to be a little more give in how CGC allots for some of the quality of the printing and the production of some countries on grading. That I will go that far.
Yeah. So not to cut in, this picture.
No, go ahead.
This is the last Filipino 300 that I have personally seen that I might have had a chance to get, but the person actually ended up deciding that they wanted to keep it. And they didn't want to get rid of it. So that is,
Look
yeah.
how tore up that is.
And I bet you someone would buy that.
I would have bought
like
it.
That.
I would have bought it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's rough, but can I really say no? Like, if the price is right, the price is right. I mean, I would have bought that.
What about the condition on the one that sold? What was the condition on the one that went for $3,000?
You know what? I can give you a picture of that real quick.
Yeah, I'd love to see that because
yeah, it was nice, man. I mean,
it was
for
a nice
Filipino
copy.
300, it was lower mid grade. It had some scuffing.
All right, let me.
But
hold on.
I would, $3,000, no brainer, man.
Yeah. I'll send you a picture of the one that I sold for $3,000, and I'll send you the picture of that one that sold for $3,000.
Oh, you sold one for $3,000 also.
Yeah, I sold mine last year, and it was nice.
It was like a 7.
Nice.
It was like a 7.0.
It was nice.
8.
Oh, you should have graded it, Josh.
I know.
Going for that dollar.
Man. We
stupid,
do know
right?
that there is a raw copy with our friend, one of our buddies in the group, that I personally, if I remember correctly, I think it could hit an 8, maybe an 8.5.
Does
Dude,
Z have a Filipino? Does John Z have a Filipino?
I think he does.
Mm-hmm.
He got that copy from me, and I used it to buy the Guri 88. So it went to a good cause. So I'm not mad.
Yeah.
It went to a good man.
Yeah, and I don't see John letting that go anytime soon.
He ain't.
No, I talked to John the other day and said I would love to have him come jump on the foreign show. And for any of you guys that don't know, we're working very hard right now to get the foreign show going. That will be coming soon on the channel. I just want to create a place where we can get as many foreign comic collectors to come hang out, shoot the shit and tell and open up the world to people who want to be in it. Because every time we talk about foreign comic collecting, multiple comments of people going, we want more, this is amazing, I've never heard of this, now I'm addicted to getting foreign books. And I think it's one of those niche comic collecting areas that is probably one of the most important, right? Because again, I get back to the history of it, so it'll be interesting.
Right. I just sent you both pictures.
All right, so this is, let's do this. Which one is this?
That was mine, and that thing was, dude, that might have been an 8. Like, it's up there.
That is gorgeous, dude.
You should have graded it, Josh.
So that I sold for $3,000, and now you can see what the one that just sold for $3,000 looks like, because that is a beauty. That is a beauty,
dude. There's hardly any scuffing on that spine.
I told you. I bet you that could have gotten a
little bit of damage on that lower left corner, maybe.
Yeah,
like tiny little hit. But of course, if you got that, you got it.
Even got it in a top loader.
Cleaned.
I think that had a chance at an 8.
And this is the one that sold, right?
And this is the one that just sold for $3.
And look at the spine on it. It's got some scuffing on it. So there's some like color down there, like kind of by the best atlas. You'll see some. It's got some rubbing. It's definitely going to be a lower mid-grade copy.
And for the Filipino edition, they only did the 4 books. The 300, 301, and then the McFarlane issues. 30.
It's only 4.
There's only
3
4.
and 4.
This one's number
301, 302. Is it 300, 301, 302, and 304 or 303?
I believe so. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, that's
and
cool.
Atlas did other stuff, but we think that they just were not as popular, and that license lasted not very long, because the Filipino kids, they kind of wanted the American book. You know,
Yeah.
they
Like
we've talked about that before.
Like the Spidey 2099, the issue #1 with the red foil. The Filipino doesn't have the red foil. It's just a straight red flat color, and it has that same pricing in the corner like this one.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I know the person that bought mine, and I ask them every once in a while, like, "Hey, have you graded that yet? Like,
Yeah, right.
what did it get?" And they keep saying no, and I'm like, okay.
They just wanted
I kick myself every day. Trust me.
Yeah, it looks like 300, 301, and then what? It doesn't even say. Here's the next one. Was this 302? I can't remember.
I can't either.
And then this one right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are the 4.
Yeah.
Tiny. I mean, they did 4, and then they
303, 302. So 300, 301, 302, and 303.
And you know, he go add an insult to the story. When I bought this one, I got the 300 from our mutual friend. I'm not gonna give his name. He told me a month later that he had the 302, the 302, the 301. He had the 302 and the 303 right there, all in a row. And I was like, I should buy these other 2. They might be even more harder to get. And the next thing I was like, nah, just give me the 30. Just give me the 301. Next thing I was like, man, but he was like, the number 4 was the hardest one to even track down too, because you know, late in the run, nobody cared.
There's a lot of people that will just grab like key stuff, but when it comes to countries like the Philippines and stuff like that, you just grab anything, because even if it's not a key, you never know when you might ever see it again. So you just grab it. I mean, we still don't even know what all has been printed in the Philippines.
Yeah. Jersey to the Bay, thank you so much for letting me know that. I appreciate you. And also the 25 live that are here with us. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are going to have a great show tonight. Matt's going to be coming on. Matt Nelson's going to be coming on shortly. But we're just kind of getting you guys in a little bit of info on some of this stuff that we're going to be talking about. And one of the things that I really want to do for the foreign show over here is I want to put together some type of market report. It's so hard to put together a market report for foreign comic collecting other than just eBay or, you know, a few sales here and there. But it's a small enough niche that I think that people who are really close to it, i.e. you 3, could put together a really, really good market report. So we definitely got to look into that.
We need to get Steve on. Our buddy Steve Bridewell's doing some really great kind of just quick market report stuff that he sees. He's all over the place also, like Josh and Rob.
He's on YouTube as well.
I think a market report show would be cool, and we just send over the weird thing about the foreign market too, though, is that oftentimes a lot of the biggest books get sold before they ever hit eBay or before they ever hit the open market. So it's like, it's weird. Like, people have to trust that we're not just trying to like pump and dump or speculate. Like, some of the biggest foreign sales, no one necessarily knows about them because they happen behind the scenes. And so that makes that makes a foreign market report a little more difficult. Like this 300 sale, it didn't happen on eBay. We know it did, and it happened on our group page. You know, we know the guys that facilitated it. But we can go in there and say we know that happened, but the viewers have to trust that we're not just, assholes.
Like, I started doing once a week, I'm trying to do a foreign market report book on cover price with DeVoe. And he'll hit me up and he'll be like, hey, do you got a book this week? And I'm like, well, can I give you a book that sold not on eBay? And he's like, no. And I'm like, no. I'm like, all the big sales happen on Facebook.
Yeah. And we could do like a little pre-message, like, hey, some of these are sales behind the scenes. We can't confirm 1,000% of everything, but this is what we're seeing. We could do a little thing like that.
Like a disclaimer.
Yeah, and you know what? Shout out to Matt DeVoe and Cover Price, because they've been really helpful for me over the years. And I talked to Matt about getting involved. We're going to do a. I've been talking about it for a while. I'm just waiting on my computer to show up to start it. But we're going to be doing a weekly. It's going to be every Monday, I believe. I'm going to release it every Monday night, but it's going to be it's going to be a hot comic list review show where we talk about the Cover Price hot comics, the Key Collector hot comics, and CBSI's hot comics. Just a short little quick hitter. So everybody out there, be on the lookout for that. Another thing that I want to mention real quickly is coming up this Saturday is round 2 of the Foreign Comic Weekend. It's a lot of fun. We dual stream it on YouTube and whatnot. And basically while one person is selling, the other two guys or whoever else is there kind of talk about what books are going up. And it's less of just a complete sell show, more of like a sell and talk, and this is what's going on here. So it's a lot of fun, and it's only foreign books, which makes it even better. And these two guys, Rob and Josh, are just doing amazing shows all the time. Make sure you guys are following them on whatnot, because they're putting out heat, especially foreign heat, constantly.
Oh, foreign heat. Yeah. They're putting out stuff that you're not going to necessarily just find on eBay or that's going to float by you. Josh, and you want a foreign key that's hard to get, there's a good chance Josh and Rob are gonna drop it, man.
Amen.
And I always tell people that too. Like at the end of my streams, I always thank everybody. I'm like, even if you didn't buy anything, but you hung out here the whole time and just listened to me ramble about foreign books for 2.5 hours, like you gained something. Like you gained some knowledge.
Yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. And we'll talk about that later on in the show. We'll show you guys a little peek at what's coming. But also I'll put descriptions in the links below for those sometime during the middle of the show. I just haven't had a chance to go grab them yet. But more importantly is, listen, it's not very often that you get to talk to the president of CGC about any topic, let alone foreign collecting. So the question and answer segment with Matt is going to be very foreign heavy. I'm going to try to get to a couple other questions towards the end of his time with us. Hopefully we'll get him for 45 minutes, maybe an hour. We'll see. So I've got a bunch of questions that a lot of people have asked. I'm going to try and ask them towards the end about maybe getting some regional CGC places, to make, getting your books back faster, sending them closer to home. We're going to talk about, obviously the foreign stuff. We're going to talk about the new announcement with the VHS grading. A lot of people are talking about that lately. It's very interesting. So, and you guys, if there's any questions in the live chat, I'll try to get to them the best I can. I know a lot of people have questions for Matt, so we'll see what we can do. But it's definitely gonna be a lot of fun.
I see Joggy that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Josh.
Oh no, go ahead with the question.
Yeah. So the Indian comics, that's the Indonesian bootleg stuff. That's a different beast in its own conversation. That's like another show we got to do separate from this one, but they do exist. And as far as the South Asian stuff, there's, even Matt got some books that have the little indicator down the bottom that is coming from various countries.
Yeah, Southeast Asia editions out of the Philippines, but sold everywhere in Manila. In Vietnam, in Guam, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And places.
We'll ask him about this retro when we get to the VHS stuff too.
I was just gonna say, since we were talking about the Philippines, I just picked this book up.
Oh,
like I know this book used to be nothing, but then people kind of with the TV show announcement. But yeah, this is from the Philippines, and this thing is pretty darn nice.
Wow. Yeah, that is.
There's some interesting stuff in the Philippines.
Oh yeah, there's bootlegs too. There's a Batman bootleg that I picked up one time that was just funky, and then then the artist, I hit him up on Facebook, and he was like super cool. We were like talking, and he made Batman with like a red cowl and like a red bat. I think you've seen that book, haven't you, Josh or Rob?
I think
it says murder mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
I'll see if I can find the cover. It's cool. There's the Philippines is it's a never-ending black hole. And we're not even talking about comics with a K Tagalog stuff. I mean,
that's another whole
cool
story.
That's a whole nother ball of wax.
Yeah.
You see it for hours talking about that.
Yeah. Get Josh on Darna. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Get him on Darna. Get him on that Wonder Woman clone, baby.
Yeah. You know where they also did that, where they kind of printed, or they were printed in one country and then it's sold everywhere. They did that with a lot of the South American ones too, right? Mm-hmm. Because some of those books that I was selling the first foreign comic weekend had, it said like 5 different countries where it went to in South America, which was very interesting.
Colombian Cincos and Grecos, I believe.
Yeah. I have some Guatemalan ones.
Yeah, it's like Peru, Argentina, Chile, and then like it'll list like 1 or 2 other countries.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff. All right, let's see here. What I want to do is bring in Matt. He has just shown up. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's thank Matt Nelson for showing up. Matt, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing excellent. We're really excited to do this. With the news that CGC is getting into the international comic grading and stuff, the international foreign community has just been going crazy. And luckily enough, I have friends who are foreign comic collectors and some of the best in the biz. So we've put them together. We've created our foreign Voltron. We tried to get John Z over here. He was busy. So Matt, you're the head now. You're the Voltron head.
Well, thank you. I will say, Matt, I don't know if you've seen in the chat room that really old foreign thread. There was an article, comic book collecting with a foreign variant. I know that's not accurate anymore, but foreign variant focus. I'm Define 999 that started that a decade ago. That's still live in the chat room. So
is this the one? This is not the one with the price variants and the foreign editions and I think Marwood's in it. Is that the one? Or no?
I don't think so. It's the thread is called comic book. In the early days, we were trying to call them foreign variants, but it was comic book collecting with a foreign variant focus, and it's just kept going with people putting foreign stuff in there. It might be, I don't know, but I wrote that article way back then.
Did you? I'm still digging back because I really got into this stuff a couple of years ago when we started researching it, and I realized the rabbit hole went very far back, very deep. So I'm still digging, and it's immense. It's incredible how overwhelming the stuff is out there, because you're not talking about one country, you're talking about dozens of countries.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And in the early days at the CGC forums, that's where a lot of the early kind of adopters, at least in America, that collected this material hung out. And back then, Grand Comics Database did not have a lot of info. So when we were researching and searching for stuff, we would pay people just to show us scans in foreign forums. It was a trick that we used to use. We'd say, we'd put up a Spider-Man 300 on a forum, and we'd say, first collector that can show us their international version of this book's going to get PayPal $30.
Wow.
That's what we would do in the early days.
And so it was, do you guys find like the stuff, how rare do you think those books are?
It depends by country. It depends by publisher. That gets us into a 3-hour-long conversation.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk that way, but I want to let you talk.
Let's talk about this first. CGC certification of international comic books was the big news, and CGC put together this great little webpage talking about it. But we've got Matt here. So Matt, what's going on with this?
Wow. Well, actually, I helped put this together. So, this was a 2-year involvement of research and just gathering of information and knowledge, and most importantly, grading this stuff, because having it in front of us, I think, was key to being able to actually see what we were doing, what we were planning on doing. And so, it was a work in progress throughout last year, because we were getting stuff gradually and then grading it gradually and having discussions about this and that, how we're going to do things. And so, this is, it definitely was something that took a long time, which actually, this is why the announcement took so long, because we wanted to make sure that we kind of had an idea of what we were doing and how we were going to implement it. So yeah, this is the webpage. So yeah, tell me specifically what do you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, it's a great webpage. I'll just say from a person who's not like too deep into the international market, just the fact that you have the ability to go through some of these big books and see like this scrolling part is genius. Love seeing all these different books like this. It talks about multiple keys, and you can kind of go down and you can see the different ages, and when we talk about golden age in the foreign world, it is like a next level stuff. And I'm going to basically give it over to these guys below to just start asking questions, because I know your time is precious. So you guys have at it. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Josh goes first.
All right, I'll go first. So first, I want to say, Matt, it is a pleasure having you here. I know me and you have been emailing back and forth for like over a year now, and I have bugged you to death about coming on here and doing an interview. So I am very thankful that you finally said yes.
Well, Josh, I'm glad to be here. Yeah, it's long in the coming.
So I guess my question for you is, well, first of all, how has your experience been? I mean, I know that you are seeing books now and going through books, and what is the stuff that sticks out to you?
Well, first up, I have to say it's like starting over as a collector, and I'm experiencing this in Pulps at the same time, because we're working on that as well. And I got into those, and I'm a huge Pulp fan. And again, same thing in both areas. It was seeing things I'd never seen before, but related in many ways to what I knew. And so, I've been like a kid in a candy store both times. And we get, the stuff comes in, and all those pictures. I mean, that's just one issue. That's Spider-Man 129. I mean, there's like tons of issues out there with multiple versions, and they're also different. And I think just today, Tyler at the office showed me a Spidey 252 that we had never seen before. And I think we had pictures in that release. Was it 252 or no? Was it 300? I think it was initially 252. So we've got again the same thing where they're all these years. So you think you have all of them, and then one pops up, and that's the fun of it. It's like being in the 60s with the original comics, where you really didn't know
exactly
what was printed out. You were still searching it out, because everybody was tossing out in the garbage for 30 years. Nobody cared. And then you had to unearth the history, piece by piece. And that's kind of what's going on here again. So that's been tremendously exciting.
Exactly. Yeah.
The rabbit hole goes deeper, Matt.
It goes deeper. You still learn new stuff.
Yeah.
Robert, Josh, me still will run into this part of the hobby and this part of the niche, and we will find stuff that we didn't know, or we'll find books that we've never seen. Where else in the hobby can you find that? You can't.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like the price variance. People are looking for new things to collect. They're looking for new rabbit holes to go down. And this is one of the perfect ones. And you see like how demand just piles on top of something. And I don't know, I still think the foreign market is completely untapped. I just think, and that's why I'm asking about the rarity, because I haven't been doing it long enough to know how much is out there. And I'm sure grade and like the price variance and grade, I'm sure they're rare. And I guess quantity, just like you said, depends on the country, the year, and publications probably went up and down during the years, and so we won't know for a while. But just having it come in, you open a box and you pull it, wow, what am I going to see? And then wow, and then it's almost like passing an Action 1 around the room. People are like, that is so cool. Look at that cover, all the variations. Yeah. So it's so much fun.
All right, I have a question for you, right? So this is something that came up recently amongst us, me, Matt, and Josh, right? All right, so this is Italian, right?
Okay.
As you can see, it's Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
And right here, you can see it says, Fantastic Four.
Oh.
Right there, right? And now you know what the first page looks like. So this is the first printing of Fantastic Four #1 in Italy.
Whoa! Wow! So okay, and what year did that come out?
1966. I just found it was on the front cover. I was looking for it inside.
Wow! And so I guess in Italy. Now I know. Is there an Italian FF1? There's not.
Nope.
Okay,
so they have a different cover for it.
Yeah.
Well, they have it. They have another one that was done by Corno later, but this is the first.
Yeah, this is the first printing.
That shows up.
Unbelievable. And that's so you guys have been collecting this long enough to know that we found all this stuff in Italy. This is the earliest appearance of the FF story.
So now this is my question. This is the deeper question. If we get it graded, it doesn't share the cover, but the story's on the inside. Would it get the notation, or would it just say story FF1 inside?
No, it would get the notation is in first appearance of that. That is a good question, and I'm going to say yes, because the story is the first. That's the story that you tell. That's the appearance. The cover is just like an advertisement to get you to buy the book and read the story. So it's not going to say FF1. It'll say Peanuts, whatever. And but yeah, absolutely. In the notation, it'll but I mean that's the thing, is that we have to make sure that it is truly the first appearance. You don't want to say that and you find out there's some other,
I confirm with the people in Italy, is that the first printing? And they said yes, it is. I had to check with 3 people, and they said that is the first printing.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about in that article. Is the community is I think a huge part of this equation, because
huge.
Yeah, you guys are you've talked amongst yourselves. You know this information already, and you know what these books are. And we definitely need that kind of assistance in many occasions, because we do want to label not just the cover, but the interior. We're chasing interiors too. We try to identify as many as we can, and sometimes even these obscure stories like DC, Batman or Superman from the early 50s, late 40s. You have no idea what issue it is. It's a different language. You're trying to decipher it. So the interior is just as important. Yeah, that would definitely get. That would be weird. That would be a Peanuts Italian book, the first appearance of FF.
Yeah.
Bizarre. So yeah, that's awesome. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's one of those little hidden treasures that you end up finding in certain countries where you're just like, what?
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I mean, and when was the first one found? Do you guys know? Or that, was it always common knowledge, or did someone kind of wake up one day and go, "Hey, there's that"?
Italian experts had to tell us. See, and this is the. If you'd let me jump in here a little bit, Rob.
Go ahead.
Rob, Josh, me, some of the guys, even in here in America and elsewhere, that have been doing this long enough. We know we might not be experts, but we know the experts that do know. Does that make sense?
Oh,
so
sure.
that's where and just to extrapolate a little bit about your question, you asked about rarity. One of the ways we can extrapolate rarity just from a simple kind of sky view of it, all you got to do is look at population. So, for instance, Lomo Ragno 91, an Italian 300. How many people were living in Italy? You could probably fit how many people were living in Italy along Florida and maybe a few states there along the south. So if you extrapolate simple population numbers of the countries that the books were printed in or regions, then you already know that the print runs of a lot of these foreign books were minuscule compared to the American print run. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, and on top of that, they probably read them and tossed them too.
And they didn't have bag and board cultures until much later. So my question is related to notation. Bryan, will you show? I sent you some pictures. I wanted to show you something real quick.
Yes,
Matt.
I'm going to bring them up right now. Let me go ahead and open these up.
One of the very interesting things about foreigns is that the American artists would complete the art. The art would get sent to the license holders before the American editors got a hold of it. Do you see this, Matt? What the difference between this Strange Tales and that Los Four Fantásticos? Look at the easel. Look at the easel.
Right.
It's gone, right? There's no top, there's no bottom. So very often the foreign book, the international book, actually got the covers or the art in the way that the artist wanted it, really wanted it. This is another interesting one. You got, I think this is Kirby, Two Gun Kid. Notice on the Mexican, there is a bullet coming out of that gun, and that is one of those situations that's probably related to the Comix code. Because remember, they didn't have Comix code in a lot of these countries. Let's move on to the Steranko now. This is another very one, and this one we can prove out because Steranko has mentioned it. He was making the classic Battle Against the Inhumans, and for whatever reason, one of the editors of Marvel didn't like his original face. Do you see the original face to the right?
Yes, totally different.
On that foreign, that was Steranko's original creation that I believe it was Louise Simonson altered because they thought it looked too mean. The Dutch and the Scandinavian countries got the original art. So my question to you, this kind of information informs and educates, collectors. And, the American notation, everyone pretty much knows that stuff already. So do you think that it would be possible, as CGC learns some of this stuff, that some of this really interesting stuff can actually make the notes?
Oh yeah, the label tag or the art key comments. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
awesome.
Now we have the only thing we can. Now there's a space limitation, so a few issues may have a ton of great stuff piled up on it. So we've got 3 lines for each certain number of characters. But whatever we can fit on there. I mean, this is awesome. This is I never. I think the Hulk I had seen before, but these other ones, and I'm sure there's many examples where.
Well, they also did it with Hulk Incredible Hulk 181. Yeah, where the face on the American version has been changed from Trimp to Ramita, and then the international versions have the original Trimp face on Hulk.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so there's really neat stuff. Now, Bryan, I want to blow Matt Nelson's mind. Go to the Greek Spider-Man book.
Okay, 1 second here. Yeah.
You want to hear a fun story, Matt Nelson? This is a fun story.
Matt, one of the coolest things for me about the foreign collecting is the historical part, aka what we were just talking about. These great artists having their art changed, or some type of historical part, thing influences it, and to know that those can maybe be in the notes is such a huge relief.
Oh, it's massive because it educates. That's the biggest thing. Do we want to see the international market grow? We've got to educate people. So what's interesting about this book, Matt, is that we know the translator. His name's Vasilis, and we know him. And in this issue, Spider-Man fights the Shocker. Now, the unfortunate or quite hilarious thing is through the act of translation, you can either have a direct translation or a cultural translation. Now, the direct translation into Greek of Shocker is a sex toy. It's a dildo. It's a sex toy. Okay, so Vasilis, who was the translator working on this issue, did a direct translation. So he tells this story of his editor calling him into his office, and he calls him into his office and says, Vasilis, come here. Vasilis goes in there and he goes, Vasilis, what the hell do you think you're doing? We can't run this. And Vasilis looks at him and goes, but it's funny. So then the editor takes a big old drag on his cigarette. Vasilis tells this big story. And he thinks there for a moment and he goes, fuck it. It's funny. Send it to press. So this book is famous on the back issue Greek market because that little green text right there, this is the famous Spider-Man sex toy issue. He fights a sex toy villain. I want to see that on the notes. I want to see that on this book slab.
We could word it a certain way. I think we can figure that one out. I think we can figure that one out. That's cool. I mean, that is wild. That's wild. And see, somehow we can fit that whole story on the label. That would be great too.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That would be hilarious.
All right, that is great. Rob, you just held up a pretty amazing issue that I'm going to bring up a picture of for. If you want to talk about that a little bit, it was pretty amazing to see this issue right here. Here we go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We talked about this one. I emailed you about this one, Matt. I have it right here in my mitts.
Nice, and it fit. Yeah, it fit into a regular size holder.
Yeah, it's tight in here. I'll just say that out loud. There's no margin of error in here. But
Well, Rob, I'll tell you, yeah, those books, like we graded several at this point, not many. I could say a couple handfuls. The between them landing in a regular holder and a magazine holder is like that. I mean, it's like they're either right on or just a little bit too big. But those books are so cool.
This is another one. I sent these two in together, and this one.
I remember those.
This one fits perfectly. It fits right in there. But I know that one's a little bigger just because of the format. But
that's
I know nice. The cat. This one, the 0.5, the one that Bryan just had up in Brazil. That is the second cover appearance of Captain America in Brazil.
Wow.
The story inside is All Winter 7. But we know the second appearance of Cap is Captain America 2. But in Brazil, this is their second appearance. It even has Bucky on there as well. So that's his first cover in Brazil as well. So it's significant, but it's one of those things where I know the notations is kind of the thing we're aiming for. Like, would this get the second appearance of Captain America on it with All Winter 7?
Second cover appearance of Captain America in Brazil. Absolutely. That's something we definitely put on there. And that's the kind of stuff that we encourage, like being, sent in with the books. And it kind of reminds me of like Action 7 or Action 10, the second, third Superman covers. They were broken out for years, back in the early days, but it wasn't until, I guess, past 20 years that they've really taken off. Just, the fact that this was, not the first cover appearance, but the second and third, and still very significant, even though, Superman had been running for, almost a year at that point.
Yeah.
So the second cat cover in Brazil, that's, but the artist was different though, right? It was different, completely originally drawn by a Brazilian artist, right?
Yes, it was work for the people in country. So a lot of the Brazilian covers, they don't have an American counterpart. Like this one especially, there is no American equivalent to this.
Yeah, most of them don't. Yeah, I've looked through comics.org, of course, and most of them don't. They're redrawn, and they're redrawn in such a way they're fascinating and well done. And then when they combine characters, that's when it gets trippy.
Yeah.
And then they just bounce around from company to company. Captain Marvel, Submariner, Superman.
Are you going to be, when you guys are grading these books, are you doing anything to be proactive about looking into them to see if there's something maybe that was missed, that, if somebody put first appearance of this person, but then they didn't realize there's another first appearance in there, or does the collector need to be more proactive and write that on there?
Well, that's the thing, is that we do our own research. When the books come in, we try our best to identify the stories. Obviously, if there's notes on there from the submitter, that would help guide us. Like if they say it's this issue or that issue, we can go right to it instead of having to do translations and figure out what issue it's from. But yeah, and I'm sure there's going to initially be books, particularly the Golden Age rare ones, that have all these different stories from all these different titles. That we'll probably add stuff to the label continuously as time goes on. So it's it'd be great to have it up front. So obviously the more information we get faster, the quicker we get on the label. But yeah, I mean, anything that's relevant, everything you guys have shown me today has just been mind blowing and absolutely relevant to go on the notes. So that's something we definitely want to the interior. It's not just you can see the cover. The interior is what those really notes are going to be mainly for the foreign books.
Yeah. So now we're going to talk about format a little bit. Some of these books are funkier than the regular Silver Age books, like the Mexican Hombre Araña. A lot of those are taller versus than wider. So it might end up in I have an Australian one here. It has no date. This is Wonder Woman 204. The image is reversed because Nubia would have been on this side. And Wonder Woman would have been on this side. But in this case, it doesn't have the notation. This was early on. This isn't your fault. I did this early on. but this one, it doesn't have the notation. But then it still says Australian edition. Y'all did give me that. But, this is one of those instances that is bigger. It's not the regular size comic, but, it's centered perfectly. Thank you for that. Well, you know.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, I guess it's. I'm trying to think. 8.5 by 11ish is what the max dimensions are. I mean, there's like maybe a smidge more than that, but yeah, that's if it goes over that, it's like it's got to go in a.
So would this get the same treatment with the notation of getting that first appearance too, or would it be a magazine format doesn't really adopt that?
Oh, what, the second title?
Yeah, with the second title, like y'all added now, like you have.
Oh yeah,
it here,
absolutely.
Yeah, the original title. Okay.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, the mag holders will certainly have the same information on it as the comic holders, and the mags. I'll tell you, this is a good segue about the mags. We're going to be releasing an updated version of the mag holder that obviously is going to mirror the comic holder. Yeah, that's coming. We got a million other things, but yeah, we got. So it's going to be obviously the holder's going to be better, but we're also going to the labels are going to more closely be related to comics. And in other words, like I think on the magazine label, we currently have like 2 lines for art and key comments each. They're longer, but there's only 2. And then there's other subtle differences in there. So yeah, we're going to line the 2 more closely, and obviously foreign is going to be part of that. To where I think you guys wouldn't recognize the difference, but internally there's a little difference with the way the screens are set up. So it's going to make our lives a lot easier. And but you guys will see a better holder, a better label, but absolutely. But already, if you send that stuff in now, it'll be labeled on the magazine the same way we do on the comic.
Well, speaking of about magazines and foreign comic collecting, we get a lot of questions whenever we have you in an interview setting about the Boba Fett first appearance. And we have Star Wars 42, the comic, which of course we all know is considered the Boba Fett first appearance, but like real Boba Fett fans know that the British magazine version is the first appearance of Boba Fett. Would you guys consider that? Is that going to be considered an issue now where like, okay, it's a foreign comic and we might have to put first appearance of Boba Fett on the US edition, or do you still not put it on?
Other ways of that too. Other times that's happened, Matt.
Yeah. No, I can't. That's we would probably do it exactly. Let me think about this. So currently we say if like FF appears in France on this year for the first time, we say first appearance of all the regular notes that are on FF1 are on that version in any country where it first appears, like we mentioned. And so I guess the opposite would be true, where if Boba Fett first appeared in that issue, that would be the true first appearance, the first time he's appeared anywhere in the world.
Yes.
But then our version came out, and I'm assuming that would be the first time the Americans had exposure to Boba Fett in a comic form. So we would again list that as the first appearance as well. Basically what it comes down to is, do you put on the other version, first appearance of Boba Fett in the world? It's like something.
Yes.
Predates.
Predates Star Wars 42. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that would be great.
That would be great. Just like Conan. Conan didn't first appear in 1970. He appeared in a Mexican comic, Cuentos de Abuelita, in the 50s, long before 1970.
Somebody needs to write a book on this.
Well, you know what? I keep telling Define 999 below here that he needs to put together a documentary crew and start doing documentaries on the history of foreign comics. And because there are so many amazing historical factors, the South African apartheid issues, the non-canon Spidey issues. I mean, just like these amazing things. And another reason why I really wanted to get you on here, Matt, is to get you in with these guys to maybe get them involved somehow. And if you guys have questions or something, you could reach out to these experts who have been doing it for years.
No, I would love to. Yeah, like a committee or something.
Yes.
An external committee to refer to with. Absolutely, I love that idea. Because there's a couple of people I check in with now, but there's obviously this thing gets bigger and broader and more complex, in terms of like what, anything that could be first appearances, interiors. Absolutely. That's a good idea. We should, after offline, we should talk about that.
Amen.
Yeah. And like we said, if we don't know that info, we probably know the regional experts that do. So we're kind of a window into that world, and I'd be more than willing to help out in any of that.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be great.
Yeah. I got one more bone. I got one more thing to ask you. I want to send this in. This is a modern comic. I know this isn't your wheelhouse, but the Japanese, it has the obi at the bottom. This comes off, but we want to get this graded with it. Is that possible? Would this be a no?
You know, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that because we got those in before and we took them off, and I've forgotten now why we did. The only thing I could think of is it was either gonna slide around or get damaged or something. But
this slides off. It's small. It's not. It's not really.
And it looks better with it because that's how it came, right?
Yeah. Now some of them, the art bleeds right into the OP, and it overlaps perfectly with the OP. Like even on the back, it has the purple at the bottom.
You know what? Let me see the thickness. Let me go
ahead and let's do this.
Yeah, that's probably the problem. I think it's too thick. But there's a solution to that coming because what are the dimensions? It looks like a regular comic.
It's a regular size comic. It's just the thickness of it. I had to put it in a Silver
magazine
Age
size.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is Silver Age. So
what's going to solve that problem here sooner than later is the Pulp holder. Yes, the Pulp holder is going to be a thicker version of the comic holder, obviously, because Pulps are like thick to very thick, and so like there's all kind of things that we don't grade or we stop grading, like overshoot price guides. What else? There's that Bone book. That's the early, I think the first appearance of the
Tales of the Lantern. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's it. Books like that have been problematic. So that book will eventually. So I think that's what it was. I think we rejected it because it's just too thick because our holder only fits. It only goes up. You'd be surprised. You can't. It kind of tops out. They're not. It doesn't get very thick. And but the Pulp holder is obviously going to be.
What's the timeline on the Pulp stuff? Because that was also another one of the big questions that we got from community members is, how are we looking on the Pulp grading side?
Yeah, very good. Obviously, we pushed the date back a couple of times for various reasons. I think, I was saying initially last summer, which was in hindsight extremely optimistic, coming out of COVID, supply chain issues, and all the work we still had to do on the holder and the database and everything. So the time was needed, and now we've actually had a time set for towards the end of this year, definitely by the end of the year, maybe even a little bit sooner. And this time I think we're actually on the cusp of that. So, but yeah, it's going great. The holder, it's same thing as the foreign thing. We're gathering a lot of information right now for the Pulps. So in fact, if anybody's interested in, we're talking about label tech. I'm sorry, art and key comments for the label. For the Pulp label, exact same thing. We're looking now to fill that information for runs, anything, everything, obviously. But there's 50,000 Pulps. They're not all going to get filled, but at least the main ones. Like I've got a guy that's Weird Tales. He's a Weird Tales expert, shadow expert, Dwight, and so things like that. They're going to go in and fill that in, and so we're looking for that as well. But that's part. That's all going to be happening over the next few months, and we're rolling to a launch here, like I said, pretty soon, and definitely by the end of the year. It might unless something goes completely haywire. We're on track, and I am super pumped about the Pulps, But back to our point, it's also going to open the door to grade a lot more of this kind of, because we got a Japanese Superman book in from a client, from a submitter recently, and it was the same problem. It was too thick, but it was wild and really wrong, and it was like kind of a book size. And so anyway, I'm like, well, we'll one day here soon we'll be able to, but so yeah, it's going to benefit a lot of things across the board.
Nice. Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have one more thing. Now, we have people that want to do the sets like the Spider-Man 300, the 129s. How would that work with a registry set? Because some of our books are through the roof, or we have a high grade on one of the covers, like that Black Lumen Ragno. Mm-hmm. Nobody's cracked the 9.8 yet. Or did someone crack the 9.8?
Really? Yeah, there's one.
Oh wait, one. Yeah, there is one.
There's one.
But only one.
Wow. Yeah, only one.
And a few 9.6s.
Well, I got the wait. Hold on a sec here. Let me find it. Where is it?
He's got goodies.
Yeah, he brought some goodies.
I want to see goodies.
I got a box, but after talking to you guys for 5 minutes, I'm like, this stuff. They've probably seen what I got here a million times. Not
We want to see it no matter what.
Yeah, we want to see it. Nice.
My favorite 300 of the bunch. It is the nicest one.
It is the coolest one out of all of them.
Yep, it is.
Unbelievable. Absolutely. Registry sets, sir. I mean, again, the foreign market opens a million possibilities with the registry sets because you could do a set of foreign 300s, a set of foreign any number. Besides the runs, and we're actually looking to kind of expand the registry sets anyway and get a little more creative with them rather than just doing straight runs. Mixing titles and things.
Is there a chance that we might have foreign pedigree collections?
H&G, Mexican,
H&G, Palacio.
You guys are rattling off stuff I don't know, but if it's there, it's there. We'll definitely look at it. I mean, look. I've never thought about it until right now, but you're saying that, and I'm thinking pedigree, traditional pedigrees, you get to the 60s, past the mid 60s, it's like, it's plentiful enough to where it kind of diminishes the whole concept. And so, but then with foreign, we're talking about 60s and 70s are as rare as the golden age, potentially, maybe even rare in some cases. And so, yes, if there was a super high grade collection of foreign books that came from original owner, that cover all that, but what would that be though? I mean, that would be one country.
So if you want to blow me up,
Josh.
Go ahead, Josh. So this is La Prensa from Mexico. 4.
That's what I was just going for.
They have these stamps on them. I'll let you explain it, Matt. But
okay, so these stamps are from the collection of Hector Nava. Okay. He ran see on this Navarro. You can see it right up here too.
In the corner, yeah.
See it in the corner?
Well, yeah, there you go.
Studio drawing HNG.
Yeah. It was a huge collection, and it was an artist that had a stable of artists, and he worked for multiple Mexican comic publishers. And what he would do is he would take books that they either worked on or that they got at the time off the stands, and he would put them in his own personal reference library, kind of similar to the Mile High collection. Okay. And this guy worked through the industry for decades. And when he got books for his personal reference library, they got the stamp. Now, the thing about the collection is there's beautiful copies like this, but there are also rough copies because what happened was the books got disseminated out through the years and some got destroyed, some didn't. But this would be a collection from Hector Nava that is definitely legendary. And there's others. There's the Palacio out of Mexico that was massively huge. And that one's kind of hard to prove out. Yeah. But, I mean, we're talking newsstand fresh on some copies. They were stored in stacks, similar to the Mile High. They were stored in stacks, so the bigger formatted books got more damage than the smaller Navarro books. Right. But the experts, some of the collectors around the world that have been doing this for a while, we remember because we bought them from the source. We remember the original source in Mexico City. And so that pedigree, we gave it the name Palacio, which is the nickname for Mexico City. Palacio is the city of palaces. It's what they call Mexico. But anyway, yeah, so they do exist. There's definitely not as many as American, but they do exist. And so they've been assimilated, but they
were disseminated. Yeah, a lot of them. Yes.
But they have the stamp on them, and
the studio HNGs do. Yes.
Yeah, and so they're identifiable. You say a lot of them are high grade. You got
a lot of them are high grade. Yep.
The guy got them. I mean, he worked for the company, so he was getting them as they were coming out. Yep. How many do you think were in the collection?
Oh God,
thousands. We see them we see the stamp on local indigenous Mexican comics all the way to every American horror books. I mean, you name it. It was massive. Yeah. And what happened was some of those books, after he died, his secretary's son started selling them on eBay.
And this was around what time? When did
that was recently. We think that the collection actually got broken up pretty early, but the best stuff was kept by the secretary's son, who we know. This is a rabbit hole, Matt.
Yeah, I heard about this collection. I didn't know most of the details that you're talking about, but somebody passing away, and so the books have just kind of started selling, but most of it's still intact, you think?
I don't think. I think by now a majority of them have gone out, and that makes it hard because a lot of, and we think vintagely, we think even back in the 70s a lot of them went out. And this is the other interesting thing. This book right here, that was sold to Rob by the son of the secretary. We don't know why some of the copies didn't get the stamp, but we know that it was. That is a beautiful Big Booty Gwen. That's the nickname we give it. That's the Big Booty Gwen.
Need it right here. Okay, Matt.
We need to put that in the notes. Big Booty Gwen.
We're going to rephrase that one too.
but it's an immense collection, Matt. And the way that those are at least easily found is through the stamp. And there's books from that collection that don't have it, but this is a.
So how are there like instances where there's like multiples of a copy that he?
Yes, multiples that have been stamped. So we think they were just taking everything. Hector Nava was just taking everything that was getting produced in Mexico that either his artists, because it was a stable of artists. Our understanding is that it wasn't just him; it was a group of artists that was almost like a crew that would then get either contracted out by publishers or, we're not exactly sure on that part of it, how his connection to La Prensa or Navarro or any of that was specifically. We just know that he worked in the industry. He had a group of artists, and they had a massive reference library where a majority of the comics were stamped with that Studio HNG stamp.
Interesting.
And it's
okay. So it sounds to me like it's floating somewhere between pedigree and provenance. Or a file copy,
file copy. I would go
file copy might be a better, but it's also provenance too, because you have a specific individual that you can point to, like Gaines or Crowley or that put these together, rather than being just like the Dell file copies from the company.
Yes.
So there's a story behind it, and so it's kind of a provenance file copy thing. The pedigree. It's possible. I mean, the multiples and the various grades and it being broken up and some not having a stamp, that complicates things, and that would be the line between the gold label. But a notation, I mean, bottom line is what you're telling me is a notation will be on the label in some form of fashion, whether it's in the collection of so-and-so or so-and-so file copy, or however we phrase it, that at the very least, that would, because it sounds to me like a famous collection that causing the huge waves in the hobby. So
it's famous. Even in Mexico, the Mexican collectors, when they see the stamp, they go, "Yep, there's one of Hector Nava's books."
I love it. That's great.
I know that one of the things that with foreign comics, especially, I don't know if it was Brazil or Mexico where I heard this, but they would take the staples out of them because they wouldn't want them getting rusted. So a lot of the foreign books, especially the higher grade ones, come without staples. And that is a normal thing to do in the foreign comic collecting, especially the places that are higher humidity in this type of aspect. Is that something that maybe CGC could notate, within the foreign comic grading, that like it's not going to take a biggest hit without the staples, or do you just keep it all across the board? Go ahead, Rob.
Matt, let me say this, Matt, before you jump in.
You're Rob.
So a lot of the collectors that are in Brazil that me, Matt, Josh, we all know, we all kind of buy from the same people, but a lot of times these things were preserved during production, like they try to fix it, or they try to do some weak preservation to keep it from fraying, or some bugs got to it or whatever. So some of them have pinholes going straight through the book or straight down the edges of it where it looked like it was taped on, but that was them trying to help the book to put it on the newsstand. So a lot of it wasn't done like recent. A lot of it was done when it came out. Yeah, so it was like, so it might get the resto label, or they pulled out the staples to keep it from rusting because they didn't have bagging boards. So it's like, I know that y'all have your set of rules, but outside of the country, they didn't have those same preservation techniques that we all had. So how would that play into not getting the restored label or the staples being removed just because of preservation versus conserving it? If that makes sense.
A comment to add on that is the reason is that the vintage Brazilian staples had a high tin content. So they would rust like crazy in that rainforest environment. It would almost be like a cancer on the book. So the high-end collectors removed them in order to preserve the book because they knew that the staples. So it almost would, what Rob is saying is, should that get a different consideration? Maybe?
Yeah. So, well, there's a couple of different answers depending on what's been done with the book, but the staples, starting with that could go one of three ways, I guess so. So they're out. The staples are out, which, we've seen that in American comics for various, reasons. I mean, obviously they rust here too, but it seems like there was a different mentality in Brazil, I guess, when they were collected. And so, I mean, the official stance on staples is if they're removed, the book can still get a blue label. That's no problem. But the universal label, the grade's going to cap out no higher than 3.5.
Okay.
Because basically covered attachments now the staples are missing, we take it down to 3.5, and then other defects can take it lower, obviously. So you can still get a blue without staples. The other option is to put staples in for a conserved grade. Now, what that's going to do is get the grade way up depending on the rest of the defects. So you happen to have a beautiful 8.0 with staples taken out, there's no rust or stains or anything, then you just pop some staples in, it goes from a 3.5 blue to an 8.0 conserved. So that's another option there. But then the only other thing move into like, I saw that because we graded, we've graded a few of them at this point, and I am surprised at the high rate of repair on those books, and it indicates to me that just little information I've got so far that there's certainly preservation or whatever you want to call it, conservation was being attempted because they were trying to preserve these books because of the climate, the humidity, and the work. So that at that point it falls into the traditional restoration standards that we have, which is, did they use archival material? Did they use glue? Or what kind of material did they use? Rice paper or just regular paper or whatever to attach things. So it gets. I think I saw more spine support. I didn't really see like the aesthetic repairs, like piece fill and color touch. We've seen a little bit of that, but it's too early to tell at this point for me personally. But yeah, you're totally right. I see there's certainly a higher level of that on at least the Brazilian golden age.
Yeah. You guys got any more major pressing foreign questions?
Are you allowed to speak on the heritage?
Technically no, but I'm sure Rick and those guys wouldn't mind if I threw a little. They have something coming. They're cooking on something. It's a good it's supposed to be a foreign auction. Now what's going to end up in there? I don't know. I don't even know when the deadline is. I think it's later this year or sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe it's when the Pulps come out. We'll see. but I know that, and usually as these things they gain the head of steam as they go, and so this doing it, I guess, far enough out and allowing time for word to kind of spread in conjunction with this release that we did and the podcast and whatever happens between now and then, people, who knows, what gets consigned. And then obviously the more stuff that gets consigned, the bigger it is, then the more, effect the results are going to have on the market, good or bad. But obviously, I don't think anything would be bad by any indication of what's been going on lately. It's crazy, so this is an untapped market. So, but it's kind of like the same thing with the pulps too. Some people are selling, some people are holding because they're of anticipation of this. So, it's a question of who's selling at this point in time and what are they selling. It's just it's a crossroads that will pass and go behind us, and then we're off to the races. So it's an interesting time.
I was gonna say, what do you feel like? Just from you, because you've gotten to go through a lot of this stuff, like and see people's reactions and things like that. Like, what is your outlook on the future of foreign comic collecting? Because there are a lot of people that aren't okay with it. So I'm just curious. Yeah, with like like they just hold the U.S. books to a higher value than the international
They
stuff.
poo
So, like,
poo them. They poo poo
Yeah.
them. They're like, I can't even read it. Who would want that?
I think, oh gosh, there's going to be all kinds of people who give you different answers to that. Some probably would poo-poo it, never want to go anywhere near it. Some are going to fall in love with the covers because they're cover collectors. Some are completists. Some are just fascinated by the history of it. There's so many different reasons to collect it or not collect it. And so I think it's just, I really don't know what the outcome is going to be, but I think for me, it's the rarity of the books. That's why I keep asking it, because the rarity in this case, and again, the parallels with pulps are very similar. It's like rarity can actually hurt a marketplace because people they can't find it, they get bored, they move on.
Yeah.
And so if they they see the article, they see the auction, they see whatever online, and they go, oh my God, this stuff's so cool, I want this, and then they go out to look for it, and it's like, well, I found one in VG, and then you sit around for 6 months and a couple other pop up. I don't know, like the Brazilian books. I would love to collect those, but I wouldn't even know where to start, and God knows what I'd get and how long it would take. So
yeah.
it seems
contact Josh. You're interested in Brazilians? Contact Josh, and he can be your drug dealer.
I've sent quite a bit of books to Heritage that I'm hoping you'll get to see, since they're going to be sending them to you. Brian, can you pull up?
Yes,
I sent a picture to the chat
of
one of the books that you'll definitely be getting. But I think this will be this will blow your mind.
Yeah, here we go. This is absolutely gorgeous.
So, this is from Mexico. This is from 1938. This came out 2 or 3 months in Mexico after Action Comics 1. This is the back cover to a book that was called Paquito, and this is Action Comics 1, page 3 from Mexico, 1938.
And it's just only page 3 on the back cover.
It's only page 3. So what we think they did is they did each page on the back of a book till they did the whole story.
Wow.
So this is the book that had page 3 on the back cover.
And do you have a shot of the front cover, what the front cover looks like?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me send it to Brian really quick.
Wow.
Yeah, this is what I love about international comics is we're finding this new stuff on a daily basis that is not just like, oh, that's cool. It's like, no, this is super cool. Yes. This is like historical.
Yeah,
Josh got this just recently. You got this book recently, right, Josh?
Yeah, I got this recently. And yeah, I mean, the historical for Action Comics 1 to make it to a publisher in Mexico like 3 months after the US book came out is like a magic to me.
It's incredible. It seems like we've talked a lot about Mexico this conversation, and I'm feeling like the proximity was probably key to the material that was put out by them over the years. Because I mean, isn't there like horror comics from the 50s?
Yes.
There's a ton of that, right? That came out of Mexico, and this, and so it seems like that is probably an enormous, potentially, a lot of probably the most maybe expansive or broad kind of foreign comics, came out of Mexico.
We can say this. We can say this without a doubt that there's some comics between Canada and Mexico that may have came out before the U.S. as far as street they go. So they might have, as soon as they got it, they put it right out, and then the U.S. took 3 months to kind of put it in production and then put it out. But there's some instances where the Canadian and Mexican stuff came out before the U.S. So it's very few.
And in the UK, there's also like an ongoing debate about the UK versions which came out, which I'm also of the opinion that they were printed differently as well. I swear I've seen enough of them now where the UK, the colors, the aging that they go through, and the way they feel to me are different. It's so subtle, and I can't prove it yet, but I'm also convinced they were printed differently. So anyway, that's.
Are you talking the Pence stuff, Matt? The Pence copies?
Yeah, from like the 60s, the early Marvels.
The Pence, the Pence copies.
Yeah, the all those early, Avengers 1, AF-50, all those issues.
Yeah.
We get those in pretty regularly, and I'm just like, I've seen enough of them. I'm like, there's something different. I don't know when they were printed, before or after, but I feel like they were printed in another location, but I don't know. So maybe that will be put to bed one of these days, because I know there's
one of the theories is that, at least for the Golden Age, remember that Europe was involved in crazy strife, war, and all this stuff. North America, Central America, and South America escaped a majority of that torment.
True. Yeah.
Europe did not. So when you get into the Golden Age, you tend to find that Mexico, South America, the Brazilian stuff. TJ Slabdragon Watson said, I'm into foreign horror magazines. Well, Jaime Cortez is, they consider him. Here, let me take it out of the.
Yeah, you double Mylar like a madman.
Yeah, I'm crazy. Wow. I mean, his stuff is just stunning.
What year is that from?
This is from the early 50s. I think it was
54, 55.
54, 55. This is that's Cuidado Contes de Terror.
And that cover is unbelievable. That's like, that is so much more. That's so much better than like the comic covers. It's like a Pulp cover. It's like a beautiful, amazing.
Josh can show you some stuff. I don't know if he's got the Frankenstein.
Yeah, you're on mute, Josh.
Yeah, so Jaime Cortez.
I'll send Bryan pictures.
Okay. Jaime Cortez is considered the Frazetta of Brazil, because he did everything from horror, sci-fi, western, and he does not get enough respect. And the thing is, I think once Golden Age horror pre-code collectors find out about this guy, they're going to go nuts. Because they're going to go, where do I find it?
Well, and hopefully they find at least some copies.
And there are some. I mean, that copy right there, Matt's the only copy I know of in North America.
See, and that makes it worth a fortune and scares the crap out of me. But
it's the only. I haven't. I mean, we're talking.
What if there was only like one Captain America one or one action one?
This is one of 5.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I mean, like at least with the Golden Age, there's like 50 to 100 to go around, for most issues. I mean, this is how many are there of these? Hopefully, there's.
We've only seen this one.
This is the only one I have seen since I got it, and I like to call this the what is it? Is it Crime Suspense 32, where the ladies get their
decapitation?
22. So I call this the Crime Suspense 22 before Crime Suspense 22, because this was actually published before that. So, and it's beautiful. Like Cortez does some beautiful stuff. I mean, I sent a couple of pictures to show just of his different.
Yeah,
there's a Frankenstein cover that I sent.
This Frankenstein cover is gorgeous.
Woo!
Yeah,
I own that Frankenstein one. This is one that I traded Josh a mid-grade giant-size X-Men one, and I didn't even think about it, man.
That sounds like a good trade. That is an awesome pick.
And it's the only one that we know of in North America right now.
That's
gorgeous,
unbelievable. So, look at that. Are these magazine size or comic?
They're comic size. Mm-hmm.
Wow, and that one looks like nice shade too.
I got short boxes I could show you, Matt, of Cortez stuff.
We got to do a part 2.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you guys, I keep saying there's going to be an amazing foreign comic book show on this channel. You guys make sure you're subscribed below. Hit that thumbs up if you want to see it, because these guys are just itching to get some information out there. And it's even better that CGC is taking part in this. I want to get into a couple more quick questions before we let you get out of here, Matt, because I know your time is so precious. We've had a lot of people ask about not only the Pulp stuff, but also the video game stuff. Is there any news on the video game front?
Well, not much besides it's going. It's cooking just like everything else. We're working on all the various things that you got to do when you launch those things, the holder and the database and the grading, the standards and the graders and all that. But it is definitely going. It's in the works. It's certainly a vertical that's going to be launched. And so a time frame, I don't know. The other Matt would be better to answer that one. But and then I think did we just announce something about
VHS? Yes, you sure did. That was my next question. I mean, the VHS collecting thing has really blown up. It's a tough thing to get into because I feel like, especially in the grading end, VHS grading, some of those things are so expensive. They're super rare. It's kind of weird right now. But now that CGC is getting into the ball game, it definitely helps validate it. So what's going on the VHS front? I mean, can you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, I mean that's in its formative stages. That's just starting out, and I think video games are much further along. But the VHS tapes are following. It's a very similar thing, same similar time period, and I think there might even be less complications with the holder in terms of like various sizes because the video games are all over the place. But from my own experience growing up, watching them and buying them, I'm dating myself. But I think they were mostly like, you had the Disney ones that were those big crunchy plastic boxes,
or the Betamax, which were a little bit smaller, but
but not too bad, or double pack or whatever, So that you can work around that. But I think it's we're off looking for the graders, right? That's what we announced, and so there's it's when you develop a new vertical, you just have to assess the market. And what does the market look like? What's the availability? What's the submissions are going to look like? What's the values at? Who can we hire? What are the standards are going to look like? The holder, all these things that are considered. So video games. VHS tapes. Obviously, what little I know about them in terms of the market that I've learned in the past year, they're like super hot, red hot. Everybody's all over it. So it seems like a no-brainer. And so we're moving forward on that. I'm sure we'll have details coming forth, but I guess 2023, I guess at some point, doing that. But we're looking at a few things.
That's going to be interesting. Another quick question that a lot of people are asking: is there any thing in the future about maybe starting up some satellite offices, maybe different places around the country that they can send books or grading things to, and especially maybe a Canadian satellite office?
Yes. Yeah. Canadian. Yeah, absolutely. We're talking, but we actually, that just came up recently. That has been something that's been on our radar for a while, and it's overdue. We should have a place there. So, maybe even two, on the east and west side. Yeah. And so, that's definitely something that we're exploring, and not just Canada, but other places as well. So
awesome. That's amazing.
International is definitely a big focus right now. Okay. And Canada is the most obvious one,
Amen.
So so stay tuned for that. That's something I hope that will come. I tell you, we got so many great ideas. So many of these ideas are at various stages of planning or implementation. So it's like, I'd say kind of where we're at now, it's like it's kind of ballooning up, and then eventually, over the next couple of years, it's just going to pop, 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 pop. They're going to start coming out, and it's going to be, little things, big things. And so, the exciting times are, I think, just starting to roll. We're finally starting to get on top of turn time slowly. Again, later this year, we're looking to accomplish that. And
we've had people been talking about turnaround times have just been absolutely amazing lately in the comics realm. I mean, the amount of people within the last maybe 4 weeks in our group chats or on message boards that have been talking about how great turnaround times have been is unreal. So congratulations on that.
That is a huge. I'm so happy.
Yes.
That makes me happy here, because that was just such a struggle the past at least 12 months, and we've been every month it's been getting better for us. We've been and so great. So that's our main priority now. And then after that, I think you're going to start seeing, all the things. In there.
Is there plans to start making labels distinguish if a book is newsstand or direct?
Yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
That is awesome. Yes,
that is. That's actually coming sooner than later, as well, including a couple of other changes. But I'll save those. There'll be something coming out with an announcement on that soon. So.
We're really looking forward to that. Yeah,
answering all the right questions, Matt.
I know.
Candyland for collectors.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Well, we're finally in a position where we, these things have been asked for a while, some longer than others. It's time to pull the trigger on it. It's time to do these things that make sense. People want them. And, that's what we're there for, is to listen to everybody and go in that direction. So yeah, that's and there's other things we're working on too that I think people are going to be happy to hear about. So that's the few. I'm very excited about things.
Yeah, so are we. CGC has just blown our mind with the announcements, the turnaround times, everything. Last question that I'll ask, and we'll let you get out of here. The speculator market is a huge part of the market now. Does CGC pay attention to the speculator market?
I'm probably going to say no. And you mean speculator term? And you mean like the prices going through the roof on stuff?
Yes.
No, I mean, we don't, in terms of like what things sell for, we go, wow, we scratch our heads, or every auction online, we're like, holy crap. But, our day doesn't change. We're grading the books every day, and, we're grading them the same that we were yesterday. And so, obviously the values go up, the tier you're submitting the book in goes up. But other than that, there's really, we're just along for the ride. I mean, I'm so happy to be where I'm at, that I can just kind of sit there and be able to see all this amazing stuff that comes in all the time, especially with the foreign comics and just all that new stuff, and just watch this meteoric rise of the hobby, not just with the movies and the values and all, but all the new people coming in and all the new possibilities. It's really it's a great time to be in it. So yeah, I'm very, very happy, very thankful.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I'm shooting in the dark here. Would it be possible to get foreign artwork on a custom label?
Foreign artwork on a custom
label?
Because
some of it, like original artwork in other countries, like I'm gonna say one in General Lopez Espy, he did specialize in hand painting different versions of the American covers, but his were like real paintings. So is that possible? Custom label, maybe?
Licensing is the only, thing we have to get through with that. But if licensing can be settled,
okay.
And, I need to wrap my head around, what kind of books that entails, like how, but because, typically labels kind of, well, I don't know. Sometimes they're specific to certain kinds of books, and sometimes they're very broad. But no, yeah, we can actually absolutely talk about that, because I don't see why not.
That artist is still alive too.
He is.
Lopez Espy. There was a few others. They would redraw Marvel's work and do it in their own style. And it's
like the guy that did this. The guy that did this is still alive.
Oh yeah,
Jose Luis Duran.
Really? Yeah. Wait, hold on. I think I got one more here.
You got a non-canon? Yeah, let's see that non-canon.
Here we go. Oh, it's not as high a grade, but I love the cover though.
So.
Okay, yeah. Still, yeah, 4.5 is good.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not the one where they're getting married. It's not a 94.
Yeah, that's the biggie.
I was still grabbing stuff willy nilly at the office, but this is absolutely custom. I mean, anything is possible with the foreign books, because I don't know. It's like in some ways it's like the American comics times 10, because of all the different countries. It's incredible.
It's a metaphor of globalization. However you want to see it. The international collecting that's going on right now is just this metaphor of what's happening in the world, and happened since the world's gotten smaller because of the World Wide Web and the internet and all that stuff. So, we're becoming global citizens doing this.
It'd be cool to see creator labels for some of these amazing.
The Perez one was amazing. Yeah. I appreciate that. I want to see some mix in for the Perez label.
Being that open-minded, Matt Nelson, is blowing my mind. You're blowing my mind right now. That CGC is being this is awesome that you're being this open-minded with it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Yeah, and I mean, it all makes sense to me. So yeah, I mean, I think these things that we're talking about are awesome.
Well, I have to ask, what book hit your eyeballs that said, "Oh my God, I got to get a foreign comic now"? What was the book that did it for you?
Yeah, is there a book?
Yeah, I'm listening.
It was the Spidey 300 Lama Ragnar, the black
one. Yes, the all black Venom.
We made a banner. I think we set up at a show in I believe it was Paris maybe, and we got a comic banner, but with a foreign comic on. They went to me and they're like, "Which one should I put on the?" We put on the banner. I'm like, "Well, the Spidey 300." I don't know. I mean, that's got to be the one. The fully black. Because I mean, that to me it just encapsulates everything cool about those foreign comics. So
Matt
Get rid of the
did that.
300. Get rid of the 300. It's schizophrenic. We want to see a book that represents what the symbiote does, right? It just covers you. It's just, I mean, even from a almost spiritual place, the Lobo Ragno 91 is a badass book, man.
Oh yeah,
it's beautiful
incredible.
too. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Well, we appreciate you coming on here, and like I said, we'll be in touch. I'd love to get some type of group set up so you can, run questions by these guys and get information, because the foreign comic community is as strong as it has ever been, and we'd love to have you on more often. So we'll be in touch, Matt. Appreciate it.
Well, no problem. Thank you for having me on. Looking forward to the next time I come on, and it's been fantastic, and I look forward to everything that we roll out here in the coming months and years.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Matt.
Bye.
See ya.
Later, Matt.
That was awesome, you guys. Matt
amazing.
Nelson.
Woo!
Yeah, I think that was to be honest, like one of the best interviews that I've seen Matt and done with Matt, because he answered so many amazing questions that the community has been asking for. So it's been unreal. I'm gonna drop the link for all the people that are in the normal show chat. Jump in if you guys want to come hang out. Let me see here. And then, we got a lot to talk about. What was your guys' favorite part of that? I mean, some of the information was just so great.
The flexibility in labeling
The notes, yes.
to me is probably the primo thing, because these foreigns, these international books, whatever you want to call them, you got to educate people on them because they don't know. And, CGC could really do a lot by putting as much information on that label to educate. That could basically turn that, like that Greek sex toy book into like a hot freaking Spidey collector book overnight, literally overnight, because hardly any people know that story. Or I mean, just pick a cool, interesting story.
Sending that Japanese Playboy, baby.
The Japanese Playboy is another big example. That to me, the flexibility that CGC seems to have with foreigns, because with the American traditional books, I feel like they were pretty locked down on what their format was and all that stuff. But it seems like with branching out into the international world, they're being a lot more loose with it and listening to the community, and that to me is huge.
We started a war. We're gonna. Star Wars 42 is about to tank.
I know. I mean, it's same thing with Conan. We saw how CGC had to change with the first Hellboy, right? Because remember, the first Hellboy, the first Next-Men, or the Next-Men issue, remember, they used to call it First Appearance, and then they had to reevaluate that when the D-Man came out. When they found out about the Dime, is it Dime or D-Man? I always forget.
Dime,
D-Man, whatever.
Yeah.
Same thing for the Conan. I think that ultimately, right now, CGC is putting on the 1970 Marvel Conan, first appearance of Conan in color, to try to mitigate some of the because the Cuentos de Abuelitos was in black and white. And also the later ones also were in black and white, but still, it really isn't Conan's first appearance in comics. It really is a Mexican book from the 50s. Yeah. So I think that's going to evolve, just like the way that first Hellboy evolved. It's going to have to evolve.
Especially with this. That was he answered that question like right on the nose too. It definitely gets a notation because of the story and the year that was printed. So that's going to be.
I would say everybody's best advice is to include notes. Like if you know, send the notes, because CGC, they might not have that info. So, if you send in a book like that Linus book, write on it, this is the first appearance of Fantastic Four in Italy. And I can confirm it. If you need confirmation, just let me know.
Or there's another thing you can do, guys. Remember, never forget the power of the foreign database.
Yes.
There is an Italian database. You can go to that Italian database. You can you can use Google, and we know this because we do it all the time. We have to use translation software. You can use Google to translate that database's page. And in that database, it'll say first appearance in Italy. Print it out, send it with your submission. So if they need to reconfirm it, they can go to the damn foreign database and get that info. So that's where some of that stuff in it. So, yeah, I agree with you, Josh. Let them know. But you can take it even a step further to ensure, if to anyone watching on here, find our group on Facebook. It's called FCC Magazine Official Group. There are guys in there that can help and if you have a foreign book and you want to learn more about it, there are foreign databases all over the internet. There's one for Australia. There's one for Brazil. There's one, and you can get that information. And then that information, as often is, information is power. Use that power.
And we'll do our best to put those links in the description after the show, you guys, because I think that is, we were talking about that earlier about the internet, about how amazing it is to be able to reach out and talk to these people and create these groups and these forums. So it's a lot of fun. Real quick, before we get into the rest of the show, I want to remind everybody to say, remind everybody how great this community is and to say thank you. We are at 753 subs, 247 away from monetization and starting our new members, exclusive member group and all that type of stuff. So if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button. We got 50 live viewers. I think we only have very little thumbs up. Let's get that thumbs up button. And as soon as we hit 40 thumbs up, if we can, I'll bring out the market report. So lots of fun stuff. This community has been amazing. Also, shout out to everybody that has been keeping up with the House of Stein and the CBSI Hot 10 show, as well as Popcorn Culture with Richie and Thresholds of Reality with Kyle and Sam. So lots of respect to everybody out there. All right. Let's see here. I put the link out there for everybody that is in the group. If anybody wants to jump in and join us, we're going to get into a little bit of, hopefully later on in the show, a little bit of sports cards talk and stuff like that. But I also want to remind everybody, one more time. Let me find this here. About this upcoming Saturday. If you guys really, liked what you saw, what you heard us talk about these foreign comic books, and maybe it's something that you guys want to get involved in, be a part of. A great way to start is with the Whatnot sales, and we do something which is a lot of fun called Foreign Comic Weekend. We're doing the second one this upcoming Saturday, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. Me, Rob, and Josh will all be putting up foreign books, for about an hour and a half each, I would say. And at the same time, we'll be live streaming, on YouTube for you guys to enjoy this. So go check it out. Make sure you hit the bookmarks. I'll be putting up my Whatnot sale to bookmark tonight. I know Rob and Josh already have them up there. And I'm going to let them talk about what they've got going on here real quick while I run and let the dog out. And I can bring up, she's over here bothering me for the last 30 minutes, so I feel terrible. But matter of fact, I'll bring up I'm going to bring up here we go. Josh, did you create a video for your stream? I know Rob did, right?
I have not yet, just Rob so far.
Yeah, let me find Rob's. Here we go. So I'll let Rob talk about his goodies here.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll be right back.
Yep. So this is just a feeler. This is a part of that Linus run. I got a 5-book set. I'm thinking about pulling it. I don't know. After getting that information, I might send that in.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to sell that book,
yeah,
Rob?
I know,
That's what I said. I haven't even sold mine yet.
Yeah, right. I don't know if you should sell that one, Rob.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of modern stuff. I'm mixing it up, giving something different. I just got some stuff in today. I could share that, when Bryan can make me big again. Which, I'm down to my last couple of Moon Knight books. I got the German.
Ooh, that German first raid.
That's a German, number to 6666. That's a Mexican, Australian, It's the Indonesian. You got the Navarro and the Brazilian. This Justice League of America, and that's the double acetate Gamora 8.0. That's gonna be the coup de grace. But I have I got these today too. But I'll wait for McClay to get back. But I have some ones with the T-shirts that have the variants with it.
Nice.
This one's numbered to 500. Only 500.
Damn, that's wow.
And it has both of the artwork. This is Adi Granoff.
Sealed with the T-shirt. Nice.
Yep. Adi Granoff did the art on the book and the shirt.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
It has a size on it. It's a large. It's not for me. I can't wear it.
Yeah, I couldn't wear that. I would be like a sausage in it.
What up, Fur Bird?
Hey, wait, hold on. TJ Slabdragon Watson.
Yes.
If you're into foreign horror, go to International Horror Comics on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
International Horror on Facebook. Also, our FCC group on Facebook has lots of foreign horror for you to enjoy.
And we will definitely will do a foreign horror show.
Yeah, let's do a foreign horror show.
Make me big and Clay.
We have so much horror between all of us. Like,
yeah, let's do it.
Numbered to 500. There's a
that
T-shirt.
Is super cool, Rob.
Adi Granoff. This is Italian. Has an Adi Granoff shirt with it. You know, I have this.
And you're selling both those, Rob?
Ooh, that's
I'm picking three. Now, this is the beauty of this one, right? This is the one that came with it. It has a con T-shirt on the back.
Wow.
And this is the shirt that came with it.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's very sweet.
That's
Man,
one.
you got some fire for this.
I know, dude. Jesus.
Jeez.
Alex Ross.
Foil. Is that Italian, Rob?
Yep,
is that Italian? Those Italians, man.
And look, got the shirt. This came with it. And it has a panini on the back.
Wow.
Panini, yeah.
That's another one. I'm not sure if I'm gonna sell that one. You know, I got this beauty. Got another one. Someone was looking for this. I forgot who.
Yeah, Italian. The Italian foils, man, they're so good.
I took mine out of the bag. This is my copy, but this is it. This is out of the bag. Adi Granoff. And this is the shirt. The shirt is amazing.
Dude, that'd be cool to display that in like a shadow box, Rob. Cool.
Yeah. There's nothing on the back. Cool. Now, my guy in Italy sent me the stickers that come with it. You know, got Luma Ragnar at the bottom.
Nice.
This is a sticker too from Italy. Captain America. He knew I'm a Captain America fan, but he gave me the Alex Ross sticker.
You know, we need to get Ken on here, Brian, the king of foreign cap. That'd be a cool show.
Hey, listen, you guys can do whatever you want. It's going to be your guys' show. I would love to, get anybody that you guys think is going to be viable. The foreign collecting community is going to continue to grow like crazy. It's
I think so.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
Here you go, McClay. You like this Cyclops?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Cyclops was right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Shit, I want to buy that shirt. Can you get the shirt from Italian eBay, Rob?
Maybe. But these
were
what
a
on that
show, dude. Jesus
what
Christ,
up?
That was awesome, dude.
And then
what's up, Red Hood?
What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
Good.
You guys
like it, Hood?
Put on a hell of a show with Matt Nelson, man. That was awesome.
Thank you, brother. That was a fun little Q&A, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Greg Horn, Italian foil, Wolverine.
Wow.
That's pretty.
And then the coup de grace, the glow in the dark Matt Gleason.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I got to do it just because.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, you
gotta charge it. You gotta charge it, Rob. You got a bright light there somewhere.
Yeah,
hey, Rob, you should have told Matt and asked him what the grades were on the books we just sent out, bro.
I didn't want to hound him with that. I was so excited about the foreign thing, but I was like, you know what? I gotta leave it.
Hold up. I want to see what that triple cover. Oh my God.
That's awesome, dude.
Well, it doesn't really show. I had to see. There you go.
Yeah,
it's pretty. That's cool.
But it has the Amazing Spider-Man and webs.
Yeah, that's cool. Leave it to those foreign publishers to pull out all the stops.
Bringing back
You know,
all
it's
the
not even
90s.
funny, man. I feel like we're getting ripped off.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like the Italians, they got better clothes, they got better leather,
Better cars.
they got better cars. I'm not going to talk about the girls, but they got better comic books.
Yeah.
Ciao, Bella. Ciao.
Yeah,
You know,
they did
I
not
spent
fuck around.
I spent a week in Italy, and I didn't see not one comic shop, but they encourage girl watching. Like, it's encouraged.
Yeah.
Like, and girls don't go, "What are you looking at, motherfucker?" They want to be
they
appreciated.
want to be looked at. Huh.
Yeah. Now they don't want to be gawked at because there's a difference.
Yeah.
Right. There's like, you notice, like, good morning, right? As opposed to mama.
Yeah.
They don't mind a little bit of attention.
Right. Absolutely. You know, if everything's done tastefully, man, you know,
Yeah.
they drink all day long, red wine, white wine, you know, in moderation. Of course, you
They
do
drink
have
at
some
work. They drink at work.
Yeah.
but Italy
Employee
is
meetings.
known as the number one pickpocket place to if you want your shit stolen, go to Italy.
Oh man.
In Florence, they are like the Michael Jordans of pickpocketers, man, if that makes sense. They work in teams. Because I saw it firsthand.
Yeah, they do work in teams. That's 100% true.
Wow.
And I want to answer. He said, where was it? Specsman.
Mhm.
All of these are pre 2015 because they had the date on the package when I opened it. All of these were pre 2015. These shirts. So this is like one of those shirts that only made 500 of these. Like to save.
Dude,
Cyclops
that is
is right.
Awesome
That's an awesome shirt. Yeah.
Like this one says 2013 right on the back. Like right here. This is 2013 right there. So all of these are pre 2015.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
What size is that?
This
is Red
one's
Hood size, man.
It's large.
This is medium.
Oh man, no.
Sausage. I'll be a sausage cake in it.
It's super tight.
Yeah. Be a belly shirt. Belly shirt.
Belly.
You wear it
Well,
like the Italians do it, man.
This is the only
So
extra
belly.
large.
Yeah, there you go. Get on a 10-speed bike, go on a go on a bike ride.
Yeah. Hey guys,
That's funny.
well, it's 9:00 where I'm at. I gotta go.
Where
Matt,
you at?
thank you, brother.
Where
I'm
you
in
at?
Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Okay.
So it's 9:00 where I'm at, and I gotta.
Hey,
gotta go do
let's
my thing.
don't be a stranger, my friend. We love having you on these shows, and so does everybody that's watching. So
Thank you.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I really had fun. Thank you. Thanks for making your channel, you know, a really just foreign, safe, and wonderful
man.
place to do that. That's
Comic fans. It doesn't matter what type of comic fans. Let's get them
I
here.
love
Man,
it. I
you
love
guys, all three of you together, and dude, like, you guys need to do a show. I mean, seriously, man.
Well, that's the
Like,
plan. my
do
friend.
like a
Yeah,
top
talking
10
about it.
silver, a top 10 gold, top 10 modern, and then top 10 variant or something like that. Something quick, just to get people like, hey, be on the lookout if you see these books.
Yeah,
You know?
something to think about. We'll be in contact, Josh.
Yeah,
Rob.
it's definitely
Brian.
definitely in the works.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
Okay, guys, I'll catch you
Matt.
later.
Thank you,
Have
man.
fun
No,
tonight.
wait.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
Real quick, you guys, we have 33 thumbs up. Let's get 7 more thumbs up for me to
7
start
more.
the market report. And we'll get into that fun stuff. I got some fun stuff on the market report tonight. I also want to remind everybody to go over to the YouTube page. If you guys go down, just scroll down, you'll see all the playlists. You can catch all the old Modern Comic Mayhem shows, the Wednesday night review shows, including the one we're doing now, all the Bogcast shows. You guys, we interviewed Max Cavalera of Sepultura, Soulfly, Nail Bomb, one of the greatest heavy metal musicians to ever be around, changed music forever. We got to interview him on the Bogcast, and it was absolutely amazing. There was actually a very interesting story that he told about Kurt Cobain that I thought was absolutely funny, that I'll play for you guys real quick here. Let's do this. I know we talk about Nirvana a lot on the show, especially when it comes to the music memorabilia and all that type of stuff. It was really funny to hear Max talk about Nirvana. He talked about them a couple times. Let's see here. We asked him to tell us a tour story, and this is what he told us.
It's actually not really a tour story. It's actually, I was here in Phoenix. It was during Chaos AD. Zion, my son Zion was just born. Chaos AD had just came out, and Nirvana went to play in Brazil, big festival. And I had a friend that sing in a hardcore band, and he was hanging out with Kurt. And then he put me on the phone with Kurt. I was like, oh shit, Kurt Cobain, damn. And so I started talking to Kurt Cobain, and we're talking. He mentioned his daughter. I said, yeah, I have a son, Zion, blah blah. And then right in the middle of the conversation, like, oh, where can I get some fucking drugs, man? I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm in Arizona. Tell you what, the guy that you're hanging out with, he's the one. Just talk to him about it. He was set you up, and it was my friend, and that was pretty fucking. That was pretty funny.
So go check it out, you guys. The Bogcast. Go subscribe over at the Bogcast, youtube.com/the Bogcast. Got a lot of fun interviews that we're doing over there, and the music interviews lately have been next level. So check it out. All right, let's see here. We got 36, four more likes from the live viewers. We got 47 live. I want to throw some shout outs to some of our retailer friends. You guys, we also, we put them in all the descriptions below, including the great Wanted Comics. That's Wanted Comics with an X. You guys go check out the YouTube page and the Instagram page. Drew has some amazing stuff coming out. He's got some amazing Souza Micah books that are dropping. Let me bring up his Instagram.
That Poison Ivy is money.
Yeah.
Souza Micah did.
Yeah, we're gonna bring that up real quick. Yeah, he did a Souza Micah Poison Ivy he did a Poison Ivy with Souza Micah that is absolutely amazing. Here we go. As you guys can see here, there's actually a foil cover that is probably, until we get it in hand, it's going to be just astounding. But you can see how great a foil cover would look in this. Just look at her eyes. There's something about her eyes. She's got that lazy kind of, not lazy eye, but like those persons where their eye, they always look like they're really stoned.
Those are bedroom eyes, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You're right. So there you guys go. The Souza Micah covers are beautiful. Make sure you guys go check them out. Absolutely one of the best new upcoming artists in the game. So a lot of fun.
Or it could be when your wife wants to borrow some money,
yeah,
type of eyes.
Yeah, same type of thing.
Too.
Yeah, I bought a set. I know I bought a set.
How much did you sell on whatnot? $10. You fucking liar.
Also,
I see all the books you're pressing.
Yeah. Another great retailer, friend of the family, of course, Hive Comics. James and Jonathan, just great peeps over there. We saw James showed us the bunny mask foil variant the other day in hand. Looks just absolutely amazing, just beautiful. So make sure you go scoop that. They also have a lot of new stuff coming out. They have these great David Mack variants right now that are just really cool. They did a cool thing over on Free Comic Book Day where they showed some of these amazing new comics, and these variant comics that they're going to be doing whatnot exclusives and stuff. So
I bought one of their packages.
there you go. There
Yeah.
you go. It's beautiful, right? Great cover.
I love this one, and I love they did like a portrait style one. So it's sideways. Yeah, they're dope.
Yeah, they're absolutely amazing. I think that that's one of the things that I'm really, really most proud about is the fact that we were friends with and work with some of the most respected retailers in the game, some of the best stand-up people, including Bird City Comics. Bird City Comics, absolutely amazing. You guys go check out their site, follow their Instagram. They put out an awesome Vampirella cover recently. Vampirella Unholy Dracula, I think it's called, or Dracula Unholy. It's number 6 that launched on the 9th. So go check that out. Bird City Comics,
dude,
great
that's
website.
The one right there, dude. The good boy.
Oh yeah, the good boy.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about this right now. Yeah.
That's fucking fire, dude. Look at that, man.
Yeah,
it just looks so realistic, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Here's this one's really nice.
The Virgin. Oh
yeah.
man, dude.
Yeah. So you guys can find their links below.
Alan Qua.
Alan Qua. Yeah.
Bro, with a name like that, it sounds like you can draw. Right? Who drew this? Qua did it. Dude, I got to get the Qua variant. Bro, you know what I mean?
Well, on top of that,
I thought it was cool.
On top of that, one last retailer that I want to mention that's also been a great friend of the show, and just been great to us, and that's Jesse James Comics. Make sure you guys go check out Binge Bar. He does his Binge Bar sale on Facebook Shopping Network, or the Facebook Live. And you can find that link below also. He's just a great friend in this community, and he's been a real help for me throughout the years when it comes to comics and getting back into the thing. And we're going to be doing I think I'm actually going to try selling on the Facebook Shopping Network, or the Comic Book Shopping Network. We're going to try to do Saturdays over there. So as soon as we start that, we'll let you know. I think it's time to start branching out. We all kind of jumped onto Whatnot really, really fast and really, really took that by the horns. And I think we're spending, and I'm not saying Whatnot is a bad thing. Whatnot's great. It's an amazing place, but I think I'm starting to spend a little too much time in that pool and need to, offer some books at other places. I need to really get back on my eBay game. And I think that's something that we all have kind of been talking about lately, is how to, sell certain books on certain places. Exactly, Rob. Yep.
Both sides of the balance, baby.
Yep. So, and cons are starting too. That's the other thing. MegaCon is getting ready to start this weekend. I know a lot of you guys are going out to MegaCon. Yee's going out there. Mel's going out there. I think Phil's going out there. Anybody else? Any of you guys going out there?
I'm not.
I'm putting a bounty out. Argerm's putting out some Harley Quinn variants. Some of them going to be limited, like 1 in 3,000 or something like that. But he's putting them in randomly in bags, and I was like, man, I'll put a bounty out for 4 of them if everybody get their hands on it.
Those hero cons or what? There was one that just happened in Cleveland, I think.
Yeah, he's putting them randomly, and I was like, man, any of those, I would love to get my hands on at least 2 or 3 packs just to get my hands on at least that variant. It's amazing.
Yeah. The amount of creators at MegaCon is crazy.
Yeah,
it is.
So.
Hey, did you guys see Donnie Cates?
Yeah, what was up with that? Let me bring that up. That was funny.
He was standing at Lake Como where they filmed the Anakin Padme scene about the sand, like it's so coarse, and so he did his rendition of it. Standing in the same, like, which Donnie Cates, I like Donnie Cates, man, but he just went up another level. I thought that was funny as shit.
So yeah, let's go ahead and give this a shot here.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and it's rough and it's irritating and it gets everywhere. I like here though. Here everything is soft, smooth.
Fucking nailed it, dude. I really believe he doesn't like sand, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
It's hot.
Shout out
Of course.
to Donnie Cates. Yeah. Lake Como, they have the Como Comic Con there. I think it's going on right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Yeah. So talk about an amazing destination for a comic fan. Like Lake Como, Italy is one of the most beautiful places on the earth. And then you have a Comic Con there where you get to see people like, Donnie Cates is there, but I'd rather see people like Perillo or, you know what I mean? Delato, Matina,
Adi Granov.
Yeah, Carla Cohen, all these crazy people that you usually don't get in the States.
A lot of people canceled too. A lot of Simonson, they was both of them supposed to go, but they canceled like last week.
Yeah,
like I was keeping track of that because I thought about getting something for Frank Cho because he's doing 3 of the outrage versions there, but he's doing it in another language, and I was like, dang, I want one. But I was like, who I know in Italy that can go there real quick? But I was like, it's gonna probably cost an arm and a leg, like 600 euros. Like,
yeah,
it's crushing, man.
Hey, Bryan, thank you for the baseball cards, bro.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Dude, like I don't get like kind of misty eyed too many times, dude, but like when you sent me those the Doc Goodens and the strawberries, bro, they were clean, bro. They were clean. And I started having flashbacks to when I was like I felt like calling up my cousin and say, hey man, like I got a Eric Davis rookie, man, but like well, I know you want this.
You know what's funny about that? I've still got, we had 54 mystery packs. I think we've sold maybe 15 of them. So we've got, and none of the Wonka tickets have been found. The 4 Wonka tickets are still there. So I've still got those, 40 something mystery packs left, or 39 mystery packs left. Damn. And the odds of you getting that Wonka ticket are in there. And I sold the ones that I've sold for $35, but I'm not going to sell the rest for $35. The plan the whole time was to put them up for auction at $35 and start it there. And I gave people a little idea of what it was. If you guys didn't see that show, I think it was a couple Wednesdays back where we sold some at $35 and opened them up. People were pulling crazy stuff, and yeah, it's going to be fun. We're gonna probably put those up for sale again, maybe next week during next Wednesday's show. I got to start making the basketball packs. I got to start making the football packs. I've got so many, and then on top of it, I've got so much sports memorabilia stuff and music and Hollywood memorabilia coming up that I'm going to be selling. Me and Jesse James, I'm going to be selling all this stuff. So it's crazy. It's a lot of fun. So
Nice.
Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. We are 39 thumbs up. One more, and we'll start the market report. I've actually got some cool stuff on the market report this week, including some cool music memorabilia. And, I didn't really get too much into the cards, but there were some crazy sports cards that I was looking at that I'm interested in because, the Bowman recently hit and everybody's been opening up the Bowman. And I know everybody's been going crazy for the first Bowman firsts, but there are some rookies in there that are like next level type stuff. And we just hit our 40. So let me get into the market report. This, you guys, is the market report for May 11th, which is crazy, 2022. And I'm going to start off. Let me go ahead and do this. I actually got to upload them. I still haven't even uploaded them. I'm terrible about this stuff. so much stuff, man. All right, here we go. So I've got a couple from eBay that I'll show you afterwards that I just thought were a lot of fun. But before we get into that, here's all the ones that I've kind of clipped. Again, the market report for May 11th, 2022. And let's do this. Boom. All right. So this was kind of interesting. This was all one seller that sold all this stuff. He had just some amazing stuff for sale. He had the golden records, including the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and the Fantastic Four 1. The Fantastic Four sold very good find, 46 bids for $2,031. And the Amazing Spider-Man very good set sold for 1,700 for 42 bids, which is crazy. I don't know how rare those are complete, but haven't seen very many.
I pressed the ASM the record. It presses out like better than a regular one. The paper feels kind of different.
Yeah,
it might be the same paper. It just the texture feels a little different.
Yeah. The craziest thing that I saw he had was a Vampirella #1 signed by Frazetta.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
I felt like so many of us would have bought that for $821 if we knew it was up.
Yeah, that seems like it should be worth more.
Yes. Yeah. Uniform 13 says I'm so bummed about the Frazetta #1, the Vampirella #1. Yeah, it should be skyrocketing. It's a crazy book. It's absolutely bonkers. All right, next we've got some newer books. The Spider-Gwen #16, the Dave Johnson variant, first print, 9.6 sold for $460 on 32 bids. And shout out to Ferd Bird, who I think has one of his own up. He put up a 9.8 recently, I believe. So go search the David Johnson 9.8 on eBay right now if you guys are looking for that book. Super rare book, one of the best Spider-Gwen and Miles
Beautiful
covers
cover.
out there.
Yeah.
Beautiful cover.
Yeah. I almost feel like that 9.6 for $460 might have been a good deal, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
for CPR.
Yep,
Man.
exactly. Hey, Captain Carter #1, the animation variant, a 9.8 sold for $560 on 12 bids. Post Multiverse of Madness, that book is still selling. So I know I was watching Batcave this week online, and he's been talking a lot about it. And I think he's totally right. Like, I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is failed spec," and I was kind of alluding to that in the past couple days. When I've been talking about it, I got really cynical on it. But then I realized Batcave is like, hey, this is not yet failed spec. It's still selling for a ridiculous amount over than what we thought. And she was in the movie. You know who wasn't? Superior Iron Man. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, maybe, I got a little cynical on the character, but those 1 in 25 9.8s for $560, that's a nice little chunk of change in your pocket. Right. So, but that Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider #1, the Ji Hung Lee variant for $18.25, 37 bids. Oh man, what a book!
I'm waiting for the dip, and it's not happening. It's like every time I think it goes down, it's just.
Dude, that book went up when Mel V said it was the greatest comic cover he had ever seen, and that was back in when did this book come out? 2017?
2019.
Yeah, 2019. 2019.
It feels like it was before that, man.
Yeah,
I thought it was 2018.
Yeah.
It was on Unpressable Defects, and I go, motherfucker, man. As soon as he did that, Mel V, when he talks, he's like E.F. Hutton, dude,
Yeah, man. A lot of people listen, that's for sure.
Yeah, damn right.
Next, we've got some more old school Golden Age stuff. That Batman 25 1.8 is for $568.
Wow,
For a 1.8, I know people are like $568 is a lot. Dude, that cover is so awesome. And a lot of people don't realize that book is like that. They've never seen that book. So they don't know that cover. It's such a cool cover for 1944. So
yeah, the people that are saying a 1.8 for 500 EU just need to brush up on their Golden Age.
Exactly. Yeah. And then that Brenda Starr, what a classic bondage cover that is. 48 pre-code, a CGC 5.5 sold for $38.61 on 21 bids. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy cover. And then I love the promotional comics, especially the old ones. And I just want to show you guys books like this, because you never know what's going to sell for a lot of money. And you find these promotional books maybe in old drawers, or somebody put them as used to pad a box or something. You never know where you're going to find those. Grab them if you see them. because it could sell for $1,025, like that promotional Hoods Up comic did from
Hoods Up,
1953.
baby.
Right? There you go, Hood. So really, really cool book right there. We got some more newer variants. The Teen Titans 75, a raw, near mint, unread, sold for $536 on 15 bids. How many of you guys knew that was up for sale?
Wow.
I didn't know. I know it's expensive, and
Yeah.
it's on the list. It's on the list. Believe
That's
me.
so rare. Like
I actually dug in because me and Josh, we both talked about like where we were going as far as whatnot goes, and I started digging into the moderns and foreign land. I started looking for a foreign of this one, and I was like, it doesn't exist. It only showed up in a Japanese book, and it's like that thick with just his artwork in it. But I've been down that rabbit hole looking at Adam Hughes, and I didn't even think that. I was like, I didn't even think about grabbing the US because I was like, I know it's expensive still, so
Yeah.
it was no point.
That's my favorite Adam Hughes book I don't own yet. That's up there, number 1 with a bullet. The Batman Beyond White Knight black and white thank you variant still selling, $355 on 34 bids raw. That's crazy
impressive.
to me. Yeah,
That's impressive.
Very impressive. And what's even more impressive is poly bagged raw Ultimate Fallout 4s selling for $838 on 10 bids. So this brings me to my question. If you guys have a poly-bagged version of Ultimate Fallout 4 and it doesn't look to be in high grade, put that sucker on for eBay in the poly bag and sell that sucker, man.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because remember, we used to always say, "Oh, just take that out of the poly bag quick." No, like this is a perfect example of people. It says very fine on it. You know what I mean? So,
well, you know what I would have put? I would have put never touched by a human hand. Right? So, like, if you're listing stuff on eBay, like, that's something that you have to put on there because that's a big deal. Like, if you don't take it out of the poly bag, you can absolutely say it's never been fucking touched.
Yep.
And what does that mean to a collector? Right? I mean, that's something. The other books have been touched. This one hasn't been molested, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Right.
Next, we've got some more crazy books. Star Wars The Force Unleashed, the mini Dark Horse comic from 2008. I know a couple of people have a couple of these, and look at that, $621 on 4 bids.
Wow.
That book is starting to move.
That's the first Star Killer, right?
Yep. Crazy book. And then I love the astonishing number 30, the 1.0 that sold for $500. I know it was a 1 bid sale, but the reason why I put it up there is because it says 1954 Atlas Classic eyeball melting cover. And so, like most of you guys like me are probably thinking, oh yeah, it's like an eyeball melting. No, it's eyeballs that melt somebody.
Yep. I actually have the Mexican version of that book.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I figured I could.
They look like UFOs, man.
I love it, dude.
That cover. Yep.
Yeah. And then the other one, how about a furry comic, you guys? Softpaw Magazine, not number 1, number 3. So there's multiple furry comics out there. This one sold for $710 on 7 bids. Raw. I don't know if I want to put furry and raw in the same sentence, but I did.
I would.
It would become unnatural.
Yes. Next, we've got some interesting books here. The Marvel Team Up 14. I know it was, again, another 1 bid sale, but a 9.8 sold for $550, you guys. Did you know that book was selling for that much in 9.8?
Yeah, for the longest time, that book was undervalued, Brian.
Yes. Yeah, because that was before Marvel Zombies, so it was. I think it was like that Team Up series was Kirkman's first foray into Marvel, right? So yeah, to have him I remember when that book came out, buying it off the shelf because I remember going, oh, for him to get Invincible in Marvel, that's a big deal, you know. But yeah, $550 for 9.8. I wonder how many are on the census. Probably not that many, but we'll see. The next one,
no.
Yeah. Forbidden Frankenstein number 1 and 2 from 1991, horror comics. not graded, raw, sold for $375 on 69 bids. I know it's a benefit charity, but to have it end on 69 bids, right? I mean, what an amazing thing. And then we got another charity book on there, Siege number 3, a 9.6 signed, the famous Deadpool cover, $2,500 on 20 bids. Two charity books, but still, I've never seen that Forbidden Frankenstein 1, yet alone 2. Be on the lookout for those, you guys. Probably super rare. You guys know when it comes to rarity is key. It's always king. So,
that makes you want to dig through some like underground comics bins somewhere.
Yeah. Will, that's a bummer, man. You
I
guys
just saw that.
Yeah, right after Mother's Day. What a bummer.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah. Next, we've got one of the coolest Spirit books ever. So tough to find. It's the old school Spirit comic book number 22. They have Spirit magazine books that they've been putting out for years, but this is the OG. This is after the runs in the Spirit weeklies, and they did color covers. And I've been looking for this book in decent grade for a long time, and I think it's out of my range now because this is super low grade, detached cover, $821.
Yep. Price of that brick just went way up.
Yep. So that's one of the greatest femme fatale covers, and it's Eisner, so it adds extra level to it.
Yes.
The famous M&M Punisher book, another 9.8 copies sold, another one bid sale, $1,650.
Wow.
I bet you a lot of people that probably was up there for like 2 seconds. So rare.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not. Whenever I'm in half price books, I head over to the magazines because you never know, and I'm still looking.
Yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man number 5, foreign. It's Australian version. Yeah, Newton. $575 on 18 bids. That's $575 Australian.
Yeah, it came out to like $3.99 and like 8 cents, so $400, which is nuts because I know John Z. I know he had one of these that he said he sold like last year at Baltimore, I think, for like $75 or something like that. And our buddy Steve has had a copy or two that he sold for like 50 or $75. So these Australian books, I mean, they've skyrocketed in price. If they're complete with the poster, I mean, they're
through the roof.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much money that these are getting. I still don't fully understand it, but I'm here for it. So
Amen. Well, hell yeah.
I can add to this that the comments I've been getting about, I get tagged. I know you get tagged probably as much as I do when people find stuff like that. They'll say like, "Oh man, I'm glad it's printed in English, so at least I can read it." So I'll spend the $500 to get a book that still has the story in it for me to read it, even though I can't get the US. It's between this one or like the Creepy Worlds version of it. So this is the only other version that's probably in English. So that's kind of the take of the Newtons that people are probably drawn to.
Yeah.
It still has a story in it.
Yeah. All right. Next, we've got another great Invincible book, a 9.9 of the Larry's Invincible #1 variant, sold for $1,200 on 21 bids. It's, I like the Larry's book, but I wish how amazing would it be if that was a regular Invincible #1?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Next level, right?
Easy.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine what it would go for.
And then here's a perfect example of a 1 grade below selling for so much less than a 9.8. So you got a Transformers 1, a 9.8, sold for $2,025 on 33 bids. Almost the exact same time, they were right next to each other on the sales. Transformers 1, a 9.6, a CGC 9.6, sold for $405. Who's buying 9.6s?
That's insane.
Yes.
That is
insane. You guys, it's time to start looking at 9.6s and scooping them up. If you're getting such a big jump in price, on these 9.6 from the 9.6 to the 9.8, the 9.6s are going to catch up because people are going to start realizing the same things we are, that 9.6 is you could probably CPR it and get it to 9.8.
Yeah.
But even if you can't, it still doesn't matter. That book should be twice that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, it's a tough book, a really, really tough book to get in high grade, but still. All right. All right, some of the non-comic stuff we'll get into. This Toy Biz Spider-Man, Spider-Hulk, whoever bought this for $199 just got an amazing deal. Usually sells for that opened, but unopened, that I've seen that sell for as much as $500. So nice steal on that. My favorite figure probably of all time, that figure. It looks so cool. And I don't know what the Lego Yoda is, the I Heart Star Wars or I Heart New York figure. I've never seen it, but until today, $510. I know these are all low bids, but $510 for a minifigure. If there's anybody that knows about that minifigure that's watching live, let us know or put it in the comments below. That's crazy.
Neat.
Yeah.
And what would keep you from making your own edition, though?
Exactly. Yeah. Great comment. And then the Scratch figure, we talked about Scratch, I think, last couple weeks ago. This is one of the toughest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. Here's another one, a one bid sale of $2,500. I don't know if it's real or not, but it's in the area. There was a lot of really crazy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sales this week, which also included a 15 bid sale of the Undercover Raphael with the weapons for $1,550.
Wow!
Open.
I'm killing myself, man.
I know. Right?
My mom, God rest her soul, she bought these for me she got it for me for Easter. She bought all 4 turtles. I had all of them in the trench coat with the toys. I had it all in like a box. I kept it all together. And one day, my dad was cleaning stuff out, and he took it and just like, put it on a Salvation Army truck. And I was like,
yeah.
I marked it and everything. Why would you put it out? He was like, it was in a pile of other stuff. Like, no, it wasn't. It was in my room. So, man, every time I see a turtle, I'll be like, ugh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I would have thrown away some of my dad's stuff.
Like I throw away your marriage certificate. You didn't do that, did you?
Yeah. He did it on purpose, dude.
Yeah. A Shogun Triceraton AFA 80. 80, 75, 80, 90. I don't know why he put that. I don't get that, but we'll say 80. Sold for $1,800 on 34 bids. Really, really tough figure right there. So, and that's sealed. Really, really cool figure. And then the Freddy vs. Jason deluxe action figure, really, really cool. Sold for $313 and 25 bids.
Wild.
Yeah. I love shit
seeing
like
that. I remember seeing that in theaters when it came out.
Yep.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. Daredevil 131 and 9.6 sold for $1,525 on 39 bids, and part of me feels like that wasn't too bad of a pickup, right? I mean,
it wasn't, because
that's a tough book.
Everything's in play. Like I started rewatching like the Daredevil series, and Poindexter, the guy that played Bullseye, I just watched that scene with him and Daredevil's going at it in the office cubicles, and he's just throwing stuff and ricocheting. I was like, bro, he is dangerous.
Yeah, he did a good job, I think.
Yeah.
And then a 9.6, a CGC 9.6 Legends Spider-Man 2099 sold for $579 on 32 bids, and whoever won that got an amazing deal.
Yeah, that's wild.
That book is at least $1,000 in 9.8, if not more. And then $2,224 on 19 bids, all new Ghost Rider #1, the 1 in 50 Tradmore variant. Wow.
Yep. Yeah. That is a tough book.
Now hold on. Now these two right here, there's a Filipino of this one.
Ooh.
There's a Filipino of that one.
Oh, wow.
So you want to talk about value? I've only seen it once, and I haven't seen one since. So and this one, all the ones I've seen of this one were trash. But you want to talk about rarity? They're the one. They're the you'll be like, I'll never find one. It'll be in pieces.
Dude, I bet a Japanese Ghost Rider with that cover with the Obi on it would look fucking awesome.
Yeah, that would be dope. Yeah,
I'll
I'll kick
check.
myself again because I owned that Spider-Man 29 Filipino and I sold it.
You sold it? When?
Yeah, I sold it to everybody's favorite buddy, Vinny Kumar.
Oh, love Vinny. Shout out to Vinny.
Yeah,
Kumar.
Vinny bought it off of me.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, at least
Good
we know
dude.
who has it.
Yeah. Speaking of Vinny, we'll talk about Vinny a little later. Next, we've got some Spawn books. Spawn number 16, a 9.8 newsstand, sold for $465. And let me tell you why I love this book. This is the very first Greg Capullo Spawn. So be on the lookout for Spawn 16. I think it's 16, 17, and 18 start the Capullo Grant Morrison run. And what a tough book to find. And I've been looking for that book for a while. And a 9.8, to see a 9.8, man, $465, I would have bought that book. And a Spawn, so the Spawn number 1 newsstand 9.8s are in between $800 and $1,000. Throw on that Todd McFarlane and you get $1,400.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the toughest Adam Hughes variants out there is that Sirens number 1, George Perez Sirens number 1. Great book. A 9.8 sold, or 9.8 CBCS sold for $335 this week. So tough book.
I have the 1 in 25 sketch when it came out. I had him sign it when we was at Third Eye here, and that's the picture that I have on the reel on my Instagram. He signed the book for my wife, and I got the Sirens book signed by him too. And he was it was raining outside. He stood outside with us and talked to all of us about comics around that time. So shout out to George Perez.
Wow.
You were a gem in the community. You talked comics for a solid 2 or 3 hours. So yeah,
with excitement.
Yeah.
Always happy.
He loved what he do.
Yeah. Oh, all right. This is interesting. A 1960 anti-war Vietnam poster with Scrooge McDuck on it. $202.50 on 2 bids. That is a cool piece of history to own. I would love to own stuff like that poster in general. I really love the Grateful Dead. I'm not a huge Grateful Dead fan, but I love their art and I love the historical aspect of the Dead. Here's a 1988 Peter Max tour concert poster signed. You can see the autographs on the bottom. So it went for $7,500. And I imagine because of the autographs, I don't know how rare that poster is, but to get all those autographs, pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Mike Patton, the GOAT of goats when it comes to lead singers for bands, fluent in 7 languages, has a crazy range. Any Faith No More fans out there and Mr. Bungle fans out there will really love this. This is a signed poster from their last show they played, and it only went for $157. I love stuff like that. Yeah, super, super cool. Next, we've got the Mad Villain 2016 MF Doom vinyl figure, $689 on 20 bids, $700. That's crazy. And then we've talked about the blank Dick Tracy figure before. Super, super rare. It was the toughest figure to find. It was super short printed. A unpunched carded version sold for $1,625 on 14 bids.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember looking for that figure everywhere back then. And a WWF purple skirt Miss Elizabeth figure, loose, 19 bids, $356. So
I don't understand. Some of the stuff I just don't understand.
I know. And then we've got some more music memorabilia. A signed Nirvana In Utero CD. Kirk. It looks like Chris Novoselic and Dave Grohl all signed it. That's amazing. $435 on 29 bids. Really, really cool. I remember the first time I heard the In Utero album. It changed me. It was after like football practice one day, and I bought it, and I was waiting for my dad to come out of the. He helped at a trophy store, and I was sitting in the car, and I put it in, and that that album was so heavy before its time. Like, I know a lot of people love the stuff pre Nevermind, but In Utero was a different type of heavy, and I just absolutely loved it. Pretty cool to have that signed for only $435.
Do you track a lot of like music stuff like this? Like
I'm trying to lately, yeah.
I mean, that seems like a really good deal on that. Having all their signatures on it, I don't know though.
Yeah, to be honest, that seems about the going rate from what I've seen recently. Shout out to Shane Terry, who is a community member. He's a good dude. Shane is a big Nirvana fan, and he talks about Nirvana a lot, and I would like to see what maybe he has to say. If you're watching the Shane, it's Sterry. I think it's Sterry. Shane, let us know what you think the going rate for something like that is.
Yeah.
Live Aid, PSA, ticket grading is going to be huge in the future. It already is huge, but that Live Aid ticket is another historical aspect. A PSA 4, or sorry, I don't know what PSA. It's authenticated. It's a Pop 4. It's just authenticated. It doesn't have a grade. Sold for $685 on 27 bids. So yeah. And then a lot. Listen, I don't know about you guys, but I saved all my ticket stubs from all the concerts I went to when I was a kid. I put them in 9-page baseball card pockets and put them on the wall and shit, And here you go. People are starting to sell their ticket stubs. Somebody had a lot of ticket stubs from the 70s. I see The Who. I see George Harrison, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. I mean, there's the Stones. $265 on 12 bids just for the stubs.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's really cool. All right, Dr. Dre, the Chronic promo poster, man. $363 on 25 bids. How cool would it have that to get that framed and then signed by everybody that was on that album? I would take that as like, dude, that would be awesome. And then the Naughty by Nature, man, Down with OPP hat, snapback hat from 1991. It's $175 on 6 bids. Naughty by Nature is one of the most underrated hip hop groups of all time. Even the albums, their later albums, were great. And then followed up by a great, amazing Nirvana memorabilia. Again, 11 by 17 concert poster / flyer from 7/23/88, the Central Tavern in Seattle. 25 bids, $2,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. That stuff is like next level type stuff. So be on the lookout for that stuff. All right. Now, real quick, let's just get into some of these things. Here are, let's do this. Here are some of the bigger ones that I put aside so we can kind of take a look at it. It's always nicer to be able to zoom in on some of these things that you just don't see very often, and we'll kind of end it with some of the card stuff. All right, so this is a Beatles memorabilia. This is the unopened pack of cards. So it's the Rack Pack from the Beatles, right? So let me show you this. Unopened from the 60s. There you go. There's the back. Really, each individually wrapped and then put in the Rack Pack. So super, super rare. An unopened Rack Pack sold for $305 on 9 bids. To me, that feels criminally low, but I mean, yeah, super, super rare. Like really, really rare. That's the stuff that you don't ever see that type of stuff. So,
yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Hold on here. Sorry, I'm going through the wrong stuff. All right, here we go. All right, let me just move all these over here. There we go. Okay. This is interesting. So this is a poster, a concert poster back when the Hells Angels were producing shows. We all know the famous story of what was that show with the Stones in California where they beat up the crowd, Montemont or something.
Yeah, Jim Carrey did a little
Yeah.
Little thing on the cable guy.
Yep. And this is nuts to see the Hell's Angel, skull, flying skull thing right on. It's the most prominent thing on the poster. And yeah, it's from Janis Joplin concert from 1973. Wow. Sold for $152 on 10 bids. So yeah, very cool. All right. This is a G.I. Joe sale, $635, hundreds of beater figures, he said, but it's still sold for $635 on 17 bids. Let's see if we can find any cool figures in here. And right off the bat,
dude, score,
right? I mean, right off the bat, I see what's his name? The guy from the shuttle, Yeah. He even has the microphone. You can see him. He's the blue figure with the microphone, and that is a super tough figure to find. It's got the microphone. It looks to be in really good condition. So that's one figure I see. Let's see if we see anything else. I mean, some aren't even G.I. Joe figures, which is crazy. There's some early. There's a Rock and Roll, Alley Viper. But other than that, hard case, I think it was hard case. There's some early figures there, but you can see these big lots. Man, they sell for a lot, and these are pretty busted. But there is some really, really tough figures. There's a Firefly, Scarlet without the crotch, a Major Blood. So yeah, not bad sale for whoever had that up. Yeah. This is another sale. This went for $1,010 on 9 bids. This is much better though. As you guys can see, you got 4 carded the dreadnoughts with dreadnoughts. Jesus, that you guys see carded, which is amazing. Then you've got some mail away. There they are. Beautiful. Yeah. Look at that, man.
And awesome, dude. I remember when I bought those, dude.
I feel like whoever bought this got a really, really good deal because they got all the weapons and the cards. You got the Crimson Guard, the twins. You got Xandar and Zorana, which are the Baroness with the card. Let's see here. You've got Serpentor. You've got a coat. Like, this is a great buy. Look how white that Storm Shadow is. Just bright white. It's got the bow that's not broke. Usually the bow is broke. Yeah. Let's see here. This was a great buy. I think the Firefly with the phone, the Cobra Commander send away figure. It's got the Bat figure. This was a great purchase for whoever got this. I think for $1,000. So, more G.I. Joe stuff. We've got, this was very interesting. I wish Nate was here to tell me a little bit about this because I can't remember if all the Alley Vipers from the Battle Corps era have the yellow version on the card with the orange version in the bubble. Because the orange version came out first, and then they did a yellowed version of the Alley Viper. So, G.I. Joe fans, let me know if you guys know about it. You can see here, there's still yellow on the back, as you can see here. And I guess there's some version of this where the stripes on their legs are very pronounced.
Let me ask you a question, right? It's a store up the street from me that has a crap load of G.I. Joe men. It's like on display. And I've seen a bunch of these, the dreadnoughts. They have some of them loose, some of them in the car, like behind the counter. And I was like, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I was like, what's rare? Now, hearing you talk about it, I have an idea.
Take a picture of it and send it to Bryan.
Yeah.
All
Definitely.
All right.
Because they're becoming more and more high priced and collectible as we go. All right, here is a really, really cool Homies sale. This is Homie Rollers figures, 4 figures. I think these are like, I don't know if these are the OG figures. I can't remember.
They look like my neighbors, bro.
Yeah. This sold for $315. These 4, $315 on 15 bids. Just for those 4.
Taxing our childhood, man. This is
wild.
Right? Here's some more cool homie sales. This was $600 and you got a ton of them. Look at all of them. I would have loved to buy this. Some of my favorite homies are here. I love the DJ, this one right here, the clown DJ. I love the dude that's praying next to the cross. I love this one holding the Mexican flag. Yeah, these are the OG ones right here, the originals. I love this clown figure right here. I mean, man, the ice cream, what do they call palata? What do they say? Palata? Is it? I forget what they call it.
Palatera.
Yeah. You can see a lot of extras. Has the clown figures, which people love those figures.
You know, there was a documentary, Brian, of a guy that had
that
vending
started
machine.
Homies. He started Homies. He created them.
Oh, okay. That was the documentary. He had vending machines and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a really good documentary. You can find it on YouTube. So, man. Yeah. Series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's amazing. And extras. All right. I've talked about the G.I. Joe Night Force and the Sky Force. I think they're called Sky Force stuff. This is the Night Force rear rudder from the plane. Just the rear rudder sold for $202 on 12 bids. That thing is so it's so rare that people are spending that much money for just a piece of it. So crazy.
NFT example.
Here's all right, dude. For my money, the Uncanny X-Force stories were some of the best. The Rick Remender stuff. When the Archangel Psylocke storyline was so good, and this was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set. And look how shiny Archangel's wings are. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a tough set to find. And this is loose. Just the two figures sold for $213 on 18 bids. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. We've got a couple more Toy Biz Spider-Man era stuff. You guys know these. Of course, the 2099 Spider-Man Toy Biz exclusive came out of this line. These are all the regulars. They had Toy Biz did an exclusive for 2099 and Ben Reilly. And this guy had multiples of the 301s and the 252s and a couple, as you see, the Venom and the Spider-Man, the Spider eight-legged one or six-legged one.
What does that 252 go for? I picked up one a couple of weeks back.
They're all over the place.
Okay.
And there's the Ben Reilly. You can see the Ben Reilly. It's got the Web Spider-Man. Somebody probably got a really good deal. I know you see $610, but there's 14 of these here, including the Ben Reilly. Yeah, could you imagine? I wonder how many of the 2099 this guy has, if he has this many of everything else. So, yeah, great deal. I think there's the Ben Reilly. You can see I have the Ben Reilly, I have the 2099, and I think I have the 252. But really, these were before Legends, so these were like the prototype of Legends. These were the classic Spider-Man, and the Daredevil is hard to find. There's a yellow version of that too, that I think was also a toy exclusive for Toys R Us or something like that.
I like that AF-15, man.
Yeah, these are tough figures to find, man. Tough figures to find. Look, I mean, they're great. Look at that. So, and the comics are selling for a lot now too. You guys all know that. This was cool. How about some old 1966 packages? These were 4 comics for 47 cents, unopened. Great Neil Adams cover right here. Early Neil Adams detective book, I believe, if I remember correctly. Maybe not. Let's see here. Nope, it isn't. It is Infantino. Sorry, Infantino. Still just as cool. Here's the back. But can you imagine what's in the middle?
That went for cheap, dude.
$565 and 18 bids.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah. Well, how about that? Look at this. Here's another one. From 1964. This has got Superman and then a Superboy story. And this went for $513.87.
You should
That's so-
take a look at the Marvel multi-mags. Man, they got some like Secret Wars #8. I know Phil has that one. It's a 3-pack.
Yeah.
Those are really taking off.
Yeah.
That's so neat, though. I had no idea DC did that back in the 60s.
I know, neither did I. I think it's so
Dude,
cool.
They have Marvel from the 60s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Probably
shit.
like put in Woolworths and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Star Wars fans, how about this one? Is this going to make you cry? So I don't know yet. I haven't looked.
Ooh.
I would have bought that.
Is that fucking Newsstand, bro?
For $600?
Are you serious?
Oh, man.
Oh, that's
Dude,
it. I'm checking every day now.
Uh-huh.
Dude,
And
are
it's
you
got the
fucking
shipyards of doom.
serious?
Yeah.
And that's sold?
$610.
Oh, I'm checking every day now. It's not a game.
Right?
Bro,
that
somebody
is the
tackle
newsstand,
him, dude.
right?
What the fuck are you
That's the
doing,
newsstand,
man?
right? It says Star Wars Universe. Is that the newsstand?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, it's got the the barcode.
Yeah.
Was that a bid or was that a buy it now?
It was
a
a
bid?
bid. 12 bids.
Oh my
Wow, I don't
god,
know.
dude.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't understand how
Damn
people
crackhead selling
Okay,
books?
okay, we're done for the night. All right, McClay, close the show.
Bro, dude, take the phone away from this guy, dude. Jesus Christ. You're
So
fucking
that's-
up the hobby, dude.
Oh man, that's why. Listen, there is nothing worse than putting together these market reports because, like I said, we should call it the bummer report because every one of these you see that you missed out and you're like, fucking bummer, dude.
Mhm.
You know.
But
No.
here's the problem. Yeah, we missed out on it, but that affects fair market value. And you know that book is worth more. So that's
Yeah.
just bringing the value of the book down.
Listen,
And that's why you get mad as well. Yeah,
Well-
we would like to buy that book, but that's not a $600 book.
no, it should be twice that,
Right.
at least. This was really cool. A Thor Marvel Blacklight poster, still
Ooh.
sealed. You ready?
What the fuck?
And it's
From
the
what
best
year
one.
Is that?
It's the Sif one where he says something about try to calm the fury of my soul, and he's kissing her. $679 on 5 bids.
Bro, what a line,
That's-
dude.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Dude, I want you to
Yeah.
calm the fury of my soul, baby.
And it says, and yet none but Thor can calm the fury of my
okay.
soul. Yeah.
I like the way I said it.
It's not a reprint. It is the original. That's awesome, dude. That is so cool.
I
And
wonder
then-
where they sold those.
I don't know.
Okay.
And this was interesting to me. It says Superman 74,75 high grade, very rare cover number air. Numbered 74 on the cover, but number 75 on the inside. So here you go. And it's really nice condition. Look how nice that is, man. I know the staples are a little rusty, but
Yeah, that's wild.
yeah. And then
That's a
here's
nice
the
book, man.
yeah, here's the interior. You can see
Ooh, look at
75.
the inside. That thing
Yeah.
is white.
Yeah. There you guys go. So pretty rare book sold for $810 on 36 bids.
Wow, that's really sharp.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So, all right. And that's kind of the end of the comic stuff. And I want to get into a little bit of the card stuff because, like I said, the Bowman stuff has been going crazy. And I've really been trying to keep my eye on, speaking of Vinny Kumar, the numbered to 50 rookie autos. Now, if you guys remember, we pulled a Shohei Ohtani numbered to 50 rookie auto at a 2018 Bowman Jumbos. And that was won in a box break by Vinny Kumar. He took that card and then sold it for $40,000 after getting it graded on Golden Auctions. Well, Wander's card, that is that exact card, but this year's version is Wander Franco. And look at this. This guy has one of it up for sale. Look how pretty these are. Bowman 2022 are so gorgeous. And I was looking at these. This is a numbered to 50, number 35 of 50
damn.
Wander. And this guy's got it for $20,000, which is high, really high. But I just wanted to show you guys. Here's one that is orange. Look how pretty that is. Numbered to 25. Number 3 of 25, $10,000 or best offer. This is a gold that was sold $15,000. He added up, but they took best offer. And then here is a orange that sold $11,000, but they took best offer. But these are so pretty. And there's one guy that has one up for $5,000. It sold for $6,000, and I just thought to myself, like, I might take a run on this, man. At one of these, dude, for $6,000. Like, look, they're so gorgeous. And Wander is supposed to be such a stud. He's like, what, 21 years old or 20 years old. He signed a $182 million contract. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about it, but I'm seriously,
you know what I think? Why wouldn't you spend $200 and go get it slabbed?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Just to
money.
get max value for your card.
Yeah.
You don't know how bad he need the money. He probably was like, I need it now.
This is an 87 rookie auto redemption that sold for $750. And as you guys remember, I pulled the this same card, but the gold version numbered to 50. So what is that number to 50 sell for? So my thoughts are, I want to trade that, figure out how to way to sell that, take that money and figure out a way to turn that into one of those numbered to 50 or numbered to 25 gold or orange versions of this.
Yeah, if they're gonna sell it raw like that and make it affordable like that, shit, that's a great idea, Brian. You could get that Wander for about $3,500.
Exactly. So we'll see if that happens. That's going to be maybe my goal. That stuff is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, all right, let's finish this out by going and taking a quick look at the Sports Card Investor stuff. Sports Card Investor, you guys, is where we've been going to look at the hot cards, sports cards of the week. You guys know it's a little bit off. It's based on sales, and there can be some outliers in there. But as of right now, it's been my best place to go. And we're going to start by looking at baseball. And the number 1 baseball card, which is also the number 3 card overall, is this Moises Gomez auto. Now, I don't know what's going on with this guy. He was on the list last week, and his raw autos are selling anywhere from $40 to $50 all of a sudden. And I don't know what's up with this guy. Have you heard of this guy at all? Any of you guys read or hood?
I'm looking him up right now.
I think that I don't remember seeing his regular card. So for those of you guys that don't know, some prospects.
So he got traded. He got traded to the St. Louis Cardinals, and man, he's got 14 home runs and 31 RBIs in the minors right now.
Ooh.
So he's tearing the fucking cover off the baseball. That's why.
And I think so. For an explanation, you guys, certain players, they only make their cards the autographed version, and they don't put their regular card in the set because at the time they're not a high enough prospect. So this could be his first Bowman could be an auto only, like Yordan Alvarez was that way. There's a couple of guys that were that way. And this might be a great card to pick up at $50 if you can. I might start looking for his stuff.
He's got 69 minor league home runs. What the hell is he still doing in the minors?
Right? It's crazy. That was the number 2 card is a 2022 Bowman card of Taj Bradley. And again, another prospect auto that I don't remember seeing in the regular set. His raw cards are selling for about $75, it looks like.
Damn.
So I opened up 3 jumbo boxes of Bowman, and I don't remember seeing this guy's regular card in the set. So that's the number 2 baseball card. Number 3, Pete Alonso, Topps base rookie. We're seeing sales right now of the PSA 10s anywhere from $25 to $30, and to me, that's still low. Buy these up. It saw a 7-day 22% rise and a 30-day of 155%. People just went really, really quiet on Alonso stuff, and now that he is just continuing to put up great numbers, 3 years in a row he's put up great numbers, and I don't understand why his cards are so low. So be on the lookout for some Alonsos. You can still pick them up super cheap. Robles, it's awesome to see Victor Robles cards doing well. I don't know how he's doing right now. He was a stud prospect for a couple of years. His rookies are in 2018. I've got a ton of his 2018 autos and stuff there. I put his autos, 2018 autos, in the mystery packs. I think somebody pulled one last week, so they should be very happy to see him on this list. Washington Nationals player. The number 5 baseball card is a Trout Topps 2020 Topps Chrome base, which is nice. It's a lower end card. You can get PSA 10s for like $30 raw. You can get them super cheap. But that's followed by one of the greatest subsets that I've seen in a long time. Shout out to Richie Dollar at Popcorn Culture. He's been pulling these home field advantage cards like crazy, and he pulled one of these Trouts, and boy, are these pretty. I think they're case hits. The Trout right now is selling for raw for $55 to $60, which is, I mean, awesome. That's such a great looking card. So be on the lookout. Beautiful. The show, I think he has a Shohei, maybe. I don't know if he has a Shohei. I know he has 2 of them. He has a Trout and somebody else. Jackson Chorio, 2020 Bowman Chrome prospect. I haven't seen much of this guy's stuff either, but his stuff is selling. He's number 7 on the baseball list. Number 8 on the baseball list, the great, iconic, probably the 3rd most iconic baseball card of all time, in my opinion, only behind the 52 Mantle and the Honus Wagner, is the Ken Griffey Jr. 89 Upper Deck rookie. Beautiful, beautiful card. It's nice to see that on the list. Followed by another Mariner, Kyle Lewis, his Bowman or his Topps Chrome Refractor at number 9. And at number 10, rounding out the list, is Juan Soto. His rookie Chrome update is on the list. And then at number 11, you guys see the other home field advantage that I remember Richie pulled was Aaron Judge. So beautiful, beautiful card. I mean, look at that. That is just gorgeous. And they're Chrome. Those are awesome. Yeah, they're really, really nice. All right, let's take a look at basketball. We've got basketball playoffs, which are going crazy. And 2 guys on this list are just monsters right now, that being Ja Morant and Jordan Poole. You got the Ja Morant Chronicles base with who was Key Glock, and who was in the back of this? The other guy, Key Glock, and this guy died. I forget his name. Rapper, another hip hop artist. I can't remember. I'm spacing on his name, but they're in the background, so that's why this card is going crazy. Let's take a look here. Young Dolph. So Dolph is in the back, and as you guys can see, raw they're selling for $65 to $70, $75. So
they just finished beating the shit out of Golden State without Ja Morant.
Wow,
they beat him by 30-something points, man.
Wow.
So I'm interested to see what the hell happened.
Yeah,
they beat him by almost 40. They beat him by 41 points, dude.
Unreal.
Without Ja Morant.
Was Jordan Poole playing?
Yeah.
Cam Reddish at number 2. I don't know what's going on with Cam Reddish. Atlanta's not in the playoffs, are they?
No.
So Cam Reddish rookies are on the rise. This is a Onikia Okongwu, 2020 Prism from another Atlanta player. So I don't know what's going on with Atlanta, but you got 2 Atlanta rookies recently on there. Of course, you have the Ja Morant Prism base at number 5. What a beautiful card. Any Ja Morant rookie is great. The Jordan Poole same year Prism Silver is selling like crazy. Most recent average sale $125 just raw for the Silver Prism.
Yeah, Jordan Poole scored 3 points tonight.
Ooh, that's gonna drop him big time. And then there's this guy, OG Anubi. I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah, he plays for Toronto. He's good.
Okay, so they got him. The Luka at number 7. Jason Tatum at number 8, and then a Ja Morant instant impact from his rookie year at number 9, and at number 10, Santi Aldama from the Grizzlies from 2021 Origins. So, okay, that's basketball. Let's take a quick look at football. Number 1 on the football list, Justin Jefferson, which is also number 10 overall, the 2020 Mosaic base of Justin Jefferson. Look at this. Why is Colin Kaepernick on this list? Is Colin Kaepernick in the news right now?
So there's still speculation that he may put on the pads again, man.
Oh, wow, dude. You know what? At this point, I got to be honest. I'm rooting for the guy. I want to see him after being out of the league, 5 years or something, maybe even more. I want to see if he can come back. And if he can, I'll root for the guy. I'll drop everything that he's ever done. If he can come back and play competitive ball after not being in the league for that long, I'm going to root for the guy. Even though I think, everything that he did was kind of ridiculous at some point. He kind of took it to a different level. It started off as being something, I don't know how the best way to say this. It started off at being something I think most of us could stand behind, and it kind of turned into some ridiculousness when he started making money off of it, i.e. Netflix series and stuff like that.
Well, here was the strangest thing for me is you're the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, and that's pretty powerful in itself. So if you had issues with anything in the world, what a platform you have. You don't have to do any kind of silent protest.
Yeah.
You can be an immediate voice.
Yes.
I could understand if you were a backup quarterback and you didn't have any media that wanted to talk to you, but you could have gone on week after week and spoke and voiced concerns and valid concerns, but you have such a platform as a quarterback in the NFL, man. You can make a bigger statement just by speaking to it, because it was left like, why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? And it's like, bro, you could have just came out and said it.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Like I said, man, if he can come back and play competitive ball, I'll give him. I'll give him all the respect.
He could still
in the
play.
world.
I mean, he ran like a deer.
Yeah, I hope so.
He's special talent.
Number 3, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was big last week. We're still seeing his cards on the list. 2020 Mosaic Green, beautiful card, color match. Would love to own one of those at number 3. There you go. You're on the list, Josh. Look at that.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, dude. I'm gonna make a card of you, dude.
Yeah, we're just gonna put International Comics head on this.
Instead of football, he's gonna be holding some foreign books, dude.
You're on mute, bro.
You're on mute, Josh.
I was gonna say that's back before I let myself look like a hippie right now. So
next on the list, we got our Justin Herbert 2020 Donruss base at number 5. Number 6, a Deebo Samuel Optic Aqua on the list. What's going on with Deebo? Have you heard
speculation that he could land on another football team? And if they're talking about you in the media and on Twitter and everything like that, people
he wants to be traded.
Yeah.
So glad I sold my Deebo rookie when I did. I sold a number to 5 gold vinyl for over $1,000, and man, I was glad I held out as long as I did.
But if you look at like the position, he's like a hybrid position. I mean, he's getting like clobbered because they got him running back / wide receiver / slot receiver. So like, man, as fast as the NFL linebackers are these days, man, he's not going to last much more. Like, he needs to be a wide receiver 1 if he's going to last longer.
Yes, and he knows that. That's why he what he wants. So, number 7 on the football list, another Jalen Hurts, the Mosaic base, nice looking card with Justin Herbert Prism base. I had some people reach out in the chat. I forget what show it was, asking if they were to buy a Justin Herbert card, which one should they get? This is the card I am suggesting. I love his Prism card. Try to pick up any of his Prism bases you can, and then any different Prism cards, colors, green, red, cracked, ice, whatever. That's I always stick with the Prisms. Followed by the same year, another stud, 2020 Joe Burrow.
That's a pretty
Prism
card,
base.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, prisms are beautiful. And rounding out the top 10 at 10 and 11, we've got two Niners OG goats. Those two cards were two of the cards that as a kid I said when I get older I will own these cards, and it took me everything to finally get the ones that I do own. And Jerry Rice 86 Topps rookie and the 81 Topps Joe Montana, two of the most iconic football cards ever made. Great cards. That 86 Rice is so condition sensitive that a PSA 10 will sell for like, I don't know, 20 grand, something like that.
Yep.
Wow.
So, yeah. All right. Let's end it out, of course, with hockey. Let's look at a bunch of young guns here. Kaprizov has been on fire in the playoffs, and he is at number 1 on the hockey list. His base young gun raw are selling for $170 on average. That's raw, and that's crazy. But, man, this kid is on fire. It's the 2020 Upper Deck Young Gun base rookie, followed by another kid that's on fire, Trevor Zegras. He's a rookie this year. This is his 2021 base Young Guns rookie, which is selling right now raw for $65 to $75, $80. And then a Cole Caulfield. This is another stud young player. It came out of the 2021 series. His raws are same prices, anywhere from $75 to $80, $90. Alexis Lafreniere, the stud Rangers forward in his 2020 Upper Deck Young Guns base, are selling for about the same price. And then we've got Cale Makar, who a lot of people are saying could be one of the greatest defensemen to ever play the game. Here, his 2019 Young Gun is selling raw for $350.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's 1 through 5. Followed at number 6. Look at this. A 1990 OPG Premier, Matt Sundin, base rookie. This 1990 OPG set is the second set OPG Premier put out. Still a great set. Is it the second year or the first year? I can't remember. Was Sundin in the same year as Yager and all those guys, or was he in the second year? I can't remember. You guys let me know in the chat. But his PSA 10s are selling for anywhere from $85 to $135 on the secondary market. I'm sure we're seeing that because he got traded to the Maple Leafs and just went down as one of the greatest Maple Leafs in history. And you recently saw Auston Matthews just totally destroy all the Maple Leafs records by putting up 60 this year. Then we got Jack Hughes, former number 1 pick, at number 7. And number 8, we've got said Auston Matthews, 2016 Upper Deck Young Guns base. And Jake Ottinger at number 9, followed at number 10 by our friend Alexander Ovechkin, his 2005 Upper Deck rookie class base. So is selling for raw $76 to $100. He's a stud, and he's still putting in work. So good stuff. That is the market report. We are 3 hours in, you guys. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Any of you guys got any crazy pickups? Or you guys got
I showed it on Ninth Show. I picked up some books today for 50 cents.
Ooh, let's see them. Oh, you got too many. Jesus, look at that. He pulls out.
I'll go through them real quick.
400.
I'll go through them. Hey, by the way, I got a meet and greet with Troy Aikman next week, man.
Ooh.
And I don't know what the hell I'm going to have him sign. He'll sign anything.
I'll show you. You need to pick up one of these, bro. And you need to have Troy Aikman sign one of these.
Yes.
It's a fact, please.
Fact. Oh, that's awesome.
Bro, I ain't even going there, dude. I ain't even going there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think, do I want to get a jersey, a football card?
Yeah, man. I don't like footballs because footballs they what is that called when they fade? Footballs fade. Yeah, so I don't like footballs.
So I got a mind you, the 50 cents. I got Peach Momoko,
Nice.
Black Knight, 50 cents. Got this variant, 50 cents.
Not bad.
Nice.
I got this X-Force design variant. I think it's a 1 in 50.
Was this
50
new
cents.
comic book day or free comic book day sale?
No, this was today at Half Price Books.
Oh, nice.
wow.
David Nakayama second print.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I like those.
This has been around. 50
Yeah, I
cents.
love that book.
So this one I had never seen. This is a 1 in 50 Wolverine 300 wraparound.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
Number 300. Some Cho goodness.
Man,
So
you killed it.
Yeah, I did, dude. Secret Wars goodness. This is
nice.
the variant. It's popping off. Marvel Legacy. I think that was a 1 per store. I think. I don't know if anybody knows. 50 cents. San Diego Comic-Con.
Love it. I love that.
They had a few Department of Truth. This is the only cover I liked. It's a cover C. Another variant.
Nice.
Man, my Half Price Books doesn't have any of this stuff.
I know.
Hey, bro, you got to look. I go every day, man. Right by the house. And then New Avengers. Look at this cover. Number 3. It's a
Yeah.
variant. It's a 1 in 50
That's
or a
awesome.
1 in 25.
Man, you just destroyed it.
Yeah, dude. And then I found this one. Look at this cover. This is fucking fire. This is Jen
Yeah.
Bartel, Good
Cartel.
Asian.
Yeah, that was on the Hot
Asian,
10
yeah.
list twice. Yeah.
Mama. Let me see. Avengers Academy. First appearance of who's that? White Claw or whatever.
White Tiger.
White Tiger, White Claw.
White
Claw.
Claw.
This is the all red variant. Avengers AI. Number 3. This is so fucking hard to find.
That is beautiful, man.
Dude,
Pinball
50
variant,
cents.
dude.
I've got a shitload of these, and I found another one. I said, "Fuck it, I'll pick it up, sell it on
Nice.
Whatnot." And then this is some Jimenez goodness.
Oh,
Jimenez
nice.
goodness. And then shout out Trish. Look at that, dude. I found the Silence of the Lamb. 50 cents, bro. I wasn't gonna leave
Wow.
it there. Now this one I had never seen it, dude. So look at this cover.
Oh, wow. Who is that?
Oh, that's
Tell him, Rob.
that's the woman that becomes Lady Deathstrike, isn't it?
No, the artist. Who's the artist? Do y'all know?
Uh-uh.
There was a slab one that sold for like $600.
Oh, my God, bro.
Yeah, 50 cents, dude.
Who is that?
Who
Who's
is
the
it?
artist?
I'll look it up. I'll tell you in a second.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh,
Dude,
bro.
every page is beautiful.
You slayed it, dude.
Yeah, dude.
This is like next level type pickups.
And then this is like a 1 in 25 or a 1 in 50,
Ooh,
dude.
yeah.
1 in
Yeah,
25.
Ooh,
What
yeah.
kind of half
A 1
price
in
books are
25?
you going to?
Dude, somebody had like, and they were in fucked up bags and boards, dude. Like, so I took them all out. And they told me, sir, you can't take them out. I go, what do you mean I can't? I'm buying them all. So
Yeah.
can you throw these away? I can do whatever
Yeah.
the fuck I want. Fuck you. So yeah, I picked that one up, 50 cents.
Nice.
And then some fucking asshole came up. You know, this is one of the last days that last times we're going to sell for 50 cents. Oh, really? Okay. Well,
I'm gonna go grab some more. Hold on.
yeah. Like fuck. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Like
Yeah.
like you put it at $1. I don't care. Like
Drew says the artist is Pascal Campion.
Campion. Thank you. Campion. Campion. Yeah, dude. So you got to remember that Half Price Books. That's been like one of my honey holes for years. I picked up the Thrawn Matina from there.
Oh,
Wow.
And I got
$2.
home. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. I wouldn't let the guy touch it. He goes, let me sit. No, you can see it. It's half of that. Don't fucking touch it, bro. And then I fucking on the way home, I was like, I had it because I had a stack of books. And on the way home, I was like, man, I'm not taking my hand off of these books. And I was driving with one hand, 5 o'clock traffic. And dude, I knew it was heat. and then you know, I pulled it out and I said, please be mint, you know, oh my God. And sure enough, dude, like I sent it to CGC like the in 3 days, following week came back a 9.8. I sold it for 3,600 probably about 6 months ago. So set the market on it.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
Paid half a cover, so half $1.75, something like that.
Yeah, that's
dude.
crazy. I don't go every day, but when I do go, my half price books never has
But
books
see,
like that.
that's what makes it worth it, man. You know, like I go every other day just because you never know, and that's
Yeah.
why I fucking go.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I spent
So-
$25. I'll sell 2 books and maybe 2 or 3 books and double my money. You know,
It was a 1 in 20 variant for that Wolverine there. It says Drew. Shout out to Drew at Wanted Comics.
Hey, what's up, Drew? What's going on, man?
So very good. All right, you guys, listen, it's been a long show tonight. It's been a very good show. We are so happy that we got to talk with Matt about everything we talked about. It was a lot of fun, and thank you for him for doing that. Shout out to Rob, Josh, and Roybal for coming on. We're going to make that a regular thing. Remember, you guys, we're putting together the foreign show over here that is just everybody's been asking for it, so we're going to do our best to bring it to you, and we'll do our best to continue to bring Matt on. I also want to remind everybody, coming up this Saturday, you guys, you can get that amazing Cyclops is Right shirt from Rob's Comics at starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Immediately following me, I'll be starting off the whole thing at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be dual streaming on both YouTube and whatnot, and it's going to be crazy foreign books. I've got a ton of those panoramas and what are the other ones from I forget what these are called. EKS.
Oh, Yugoslavia.
Yeah,
Yugoslavia's.
I'll have the panoramas and the Yugoslavian books, and then I'll have, of course, a bunch of the books that I didn't sell from the holdover on the first one. These guys are going to have amazing books because they always have amazing books. So make sure you guys go and bookmark their shows. I'll make mine tonight, so you can bookmark that. Again, Saturday, this upcoming Saturday. Make sure to check it out. What's up, Hood?
No, I was going to ask you, Brian, did you get a chance to ask Matt if about the VHS thing? That's legit? That's for real?
We did. And he kind of he did answer. He just said that they're just starting the process. Yeah. Sounds like the reason that they are doing it is because it's so easy to they're already doing the video game stuff, and VHS is it's that same size for a lot of those games, and most VHS are the same size across the board, so that's kind of why it sounds like they're doing it along the lines of it also just being super hot and everybody talking about it. But
I wish you know what I would have asked him. Y'all want to know? I would have said, "Hey, Matt, have you ever seen like a 9.6, like going through and you check it out just to screen it and flip out, go, hey, what the fuck's the matter with you? This is a fucking 9.8, dude." Like, you know what I mean? And get on him.
Yeah.
And if he said yes, then I would feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's definitely one of the things that he talked about, that they're hiring more. He said the only thing that he really can say about the VHS stuff is that they're hiring graders to get started in it, and that it's so common to the VHS stuff. But, the problem is that they need to hire more graders. The good thing is that turnaround time for comics has been extremely fast. So it was nice to tell him that
for 10 or more. It's like, I have 6 and 4 that's been in there since November, and I'm like, I wasn't gonna.
Yeah, man, we got some heaters. Like I pressed Rob's triple cover of the first Nubia, or double. Is it double cover or triple cover?
Double cover. Double cover. Wonder Woman 206. It's what I got from Baltimore. The one I showed off.
Yeah,
that's in that lot. The entire set is in that lot. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah, dude, that was something. That was something to see. I said, man, I hope I don't drop these.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that more definitely because it seems like that there might be some tricks that work for some people, and we'll get into that another time. I want to remind everybody to check all the links in the description below. Hit my link tree under the Instagram where you guys can find all these amazing links, sales, and shows. Appreciate everybody that's been around the community lately. It's been really amazing to see everything grow so fast. And I want to thank you, everybody that subscribed. We're at 753 subscribers. We only need 247 more to start that members only section. And we have some amazing giveaways being started. If you guys didn't see the amazing giveaway that Hive Comics has put up for us, it is next level stuff. James from Hive Comics put up an amazing Niobe print / painting that is super limited.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
God,
dude,
that was beautiful.
Oh man, it was amazing. So make sure you guys, if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. Let's get faster to that 1,000 so we can give away some of those amazing books. We're gonna have giveaways from Wanted Comics, Bird City Comics, Hive Comics, Jesse James Comics, and me. I'll have some amazing stuff that I'll show you guys over the next couple days. Let's get to that 1,000 as fast as possible. We will see you guys next. This Friday over at the House of Stein, who is also, he's in front of me now. Look at him. He's just moving.
Wow.
He's almost at 800 subscribers, you guys. So make
Dude,
sure
he
you
don't
guys.
even put any content out, man. He's not even working hard for that shit, dude.
Look at that, man.
High
It's
spec,
all
man.
of his.
People want the high spec, man. Like,
Exactly.
let me go
Dude,
sell
you
that.
should like combine and bring the House of Stein to the Amazing,
Well,
right? And then bring all of those people over.
Well, you know what, Hood? All you have to do is subscribe to the Amazing, and you guys will get all that. You'll get Modern Comic Mayhem. You'll get the Wednesday Night Review. You'll get the Bogcast. You'll get the CBSI Hot 10. You'll get Comic News Weekly from Simple Man's. You'll get Drunken Chat Son, and you'll get any guest appearances all in one place over at the Amazing. And I'll end it with this. I am going to have to start a poll because I think we might have a new name. And I'm going to leave it up to everybody out there. We think we might have a new name. We'll tell you about that this Saturday on Modern Comic Mayhem. We will see you guys there. Make sure to hit that sub button. Make sure to hit those thumbs